drive-thrus. You can even wait at the doctor's in a room specifically made for waiting. It's land, baby. Come and sit patiently for a while, then wait even longer. It's land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, and it's even more relaxing when you protect your boat with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you still on the fence about owning gold? It's time to pull the trigger with the Oxford Gold Group and buy gold and silver. Nobody can predict the future, but we can't put our head in the sand either. The Oxford Gold Group are the pros. They make owning gold and silver simple and easy to understand. Call Oxford Gold Group right now, and you may qualify for up to $10,000 in free precious metals. Call 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer, and it's Monday. Yow. Anyway, with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls. It's Flounder. Got a little timing there with the thing there. Da-da-da-da-da. Here's the number, 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Hope you had a happy weekend. Pete Davis, what's new in the mountains of Macon up there now?
I had a lovely weekend. Went all over the place this weekend.
Yeah, what's this? What, do you got a turd in your pie? What's this white man, and what do you mean?
Well, I went to a play Friday night, and I got to tell you, this is the second play I've seen up here at the Blue Ridge Community Theater. It is incredibly professional. They did a great job. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is not a very easy play to put on because you got a bunch of people going in different directions. It was so well done. It was touching. It was funny, and they do such a great job. It's like going to the Alliance Theater in Atlanta. It's that good.
How did they do the big Indian who on the basketball court and all that stuff? Did they do all that stuff?
Well, that's the movie, and the movie's different than the play. In fact, Ken Kesey, who wrote the play and the book, hated the movie. He loved Nicholson, but he hated the movie because it wasn't his play. Because the play, the Indian's the focus. And the movie kind of made, is more Nicholson the focus, and the Indian was kind of periphery character. But, he busted through the wall like he always does at the end and stuff. It was good.
Well, okay.
And then Saturday, and by the way, very well done. I highly recommend it. Saturday night, finally, after a year, I went racing.
Racing with what now?
The Sugar Creek Raceway, the dirt racing up here.
Oh,
the dirt
in your
track.
car?
No, not my car. They won't let foreign cars on there. Come on, what are you talking about?
So what do you rent a car? What do you mean?
No, they have professional racers out there racing each other.
I thought you meant you. I thought when you went racing,
they
went to the races. Oh, okay. Are these hot rods or what kind of cars you're talking about?
All modified, front wheel drive. All kind. They race each other. They race against the clock. They look like Formula One cars. Some of them look like one guy spray painted his Toyota gray and then put a number with Krylon paint on the side, and he was like lapped. The poor guy, but at least he was out there having a good time.
So their own cars?
Some of them are professional. They do this for,
And there's money involved here, or trophies, or what? There's money?
There's monies and trophies. There's a circuit around the South. They go to these dirt tracks. Well, I tell you what, it is fun.
Well, I'm old enough to remember. Well, I'm going to move on in a sec. First off, Flounder, weekend time, any exciting activities and so forth over the last couple of days?
Had my nephew's 7th birthday at the pool on Saturday.
That is exciting.
And then went to Sunday, went to downtown, went to Georgia Tech. My niece had a dance recital.
Really? What kind of dancing? Like ballet?
I mean, yeah, she's
jazz.
She's 4, so it's just kind of like
so they
it was a
wiggle
bar
around.
Yeah, but very nice production, really well done. So it was a good time.
Hawaiian dancing. What do you think dancing?
Well, I thought it was like a 17-year-old, like a jazz dancer, wanted to be a choreographer. So I didn't know. He said his niece. I didn't think a 4-year-old. So I said, hey, I'll stay the hell out of it. I'm just not. Hey, that's my niece. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yes, my niece.
I pulled that before. What were you saying that I was going to react to and I forgot?
The racing.
Oh, the racing. Well, when I was a kid growing up, in fact, I remember we used to go across the state line and they had a dirt track racing, and it was guys in modified hot rods, and they, take the fenders off or something. These guys, the old, of course, this was back in the 50s, I guess 1960-ish, something like that, 59, 60, 61. And there was a lot, and they were all cracking up. I mean, every night, nobody got killed, but man, it was, and of course, that was back in the old rock and roll song, when they had all the teenage death race things, Smash, was it crash smashes or something like that. Hits. I forgot what we used to call them. Anyway, and by the way, I have a question, and I'll tell you, I had 2 unusual food stories to relate to you over the weekend.
You mean you went outside your realm and didn't have chicken and gravy and what is it, rice?
What? No. I love rice. If it's got a lot of butter
and salt on it.
If rice, I love rice. Plain white rice. I love combination fried rice. But if I'm making rice, if I have plain white rice, if it has lots of salt and butter and gravy on it, man, I'll eat a whole bucket of it. Absolutely. No, it's right. Absolutely. Have you ever seen a fat Chinaman? I mean, come on. Anyway, so over the weekend,
Whoa, fat.
Okay. There's one. Anyway, speaking of that, now Saturday. By the way, we have newsy stuff. We'll talk about the Biden thing and the doctor. What do you hear? Rich McCormick, if you didn't hear it on the Fauci business, covering his butt. The Biden family enabling their son and pretending they love him. Actually, they're afraid he's going to turn on him. Can you imagine if President Joe Washerdaughter actually threw his son under the bus? You know what the tales Hunter could tell about? Anyway, so that's why we love our son. Yeah, sure you do. You're afraid he's going to freaking turn on you. We got all that stuff. Donald Trump's so-called revenge tour. The Navy's gone woke. Hey, congratulations. Special Services woke Navy SEAL type guys going very prideful. We have a lot of pride things coming up here, too. And first of all, I'll just a quick personal thing with Kimber Mike 1. Actually, I'll tell you the second story first. I was going to tell you. I was very shocked. I went to hit balls on Sunday, and it's on the way back. There's no Kroger where I live. Where I go, if I need to go to the store, I go to the Publix. Because there's one near my stable on weekends where I go there, and there's one near me when I'm going during the day. If I go, okay, but so I don't. There's no Kroger, so I only go to the Kroger if I happen to be going by one. And coming back Sunday from the golf, hitting balls, there was a Kroger, and so I stopped at the one, whatever, in Alpharetta. And Kroger has a million more things than Publix does. I have to say that. I don't like their setup because I can't find anything. But going up and down the aisles, they have a million more products than Publix does for some reason. I found my crackers that I haven't found in Publix in months, literally months. I haven't found them. I also found the round things, those zebra things I was talking about. They were not at Publix anymore. I mean, everything I was looking for at Publix and don't have, they're at Kroger. So I'm happy about that. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's what really shocked me. As I was going into Kroger, there was a hobo there sitting, and he was asking for my hobo. And I said, well, I don't really believe in money, but I'll be happy to buy you a sandwich or something. And he said, well, no, what I'd really like is some lighters. I'd like some lighters because I'm a smoker and I don't have any lighters, and I really don't have any money for lighters. So I said, okay, I'll go buy you some lighters. So I went to the Kroger and I did my thing, and I picked at the checkout. There's stuff on the stand. So I picked up one of those little 4-packs of lighters, and I put in the thing. And the lady says, okay, and let me see the ID. I said, excuse me? She said, yeah, I need to see your driver's license. And I swear to God, I lifted my cover up, my hat, my Marine Corps cover, my hat. I said, I'm 78 years old. You need to see my driver's license? I swear to God, she had to confirm that I was over, I guess, 21 to buy lighters. So I assumed, therefore, that, I said, what if I wanted to light a bomb fuse? What if I just wanted these lighters to light sparklers? What if I just wanted to set my house on fire? You can't determine that I'm buying lighters to smoke cigarettes where you need to show an ID. This is unbelievable. You have to show an ID at Kroger to buy a cigarette lighter. I mean, I couldn't believe it. God. Have you ever heard of that? I've been a long time on this earth, and that's never happened.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, I was flabbergasted. Absolutely flabbergasted. Anyway, 311. Let's see. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Oh, and one more quick interaction with high tech. All of a sudden, twice now in the last 2 days, my Sirius XM radio has just stopped working. I tuned it in, and it won't click in, So I called the Sirius XM customer service line. They tried 5 different. I finally got automated. They tried 5 different ways with an automated voice to say, "Can we transfer you now to give you a text number to go to our AR helper?" No. Would you like to do it? I'm going, no. I mean, it went on and on and on and on and on. Finally said, shall I send you a refresh signal? Yes. And finally, after all this time sitting there in my car trying to get the thing done, never talked to a human, and they demand that you go to some sort of automated texting AI helper who, hey, be happy to get you a live consultant if need be later on. Shall I send you that text now? No, I mean, I couldn't believe it. Everybody's doing this, and is that saving money so they don't need people?
Well, Facebook does it with AI. If you ask it a question, now it sends you to AI.
I mean, and I don't want to do that. I'm not that guy.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I know.
You're doomed.
I know. Doomed. And now when my cable goes out, it says, oh, you've lost your internet connection on the screen. So I have to go upstairs and unplug my mult box. What do you call it? The little black skinny box. What do you call it?
Your modem?
My modem. Unplug the modem, plug it back in, go downstairs, and the freaking TV works. I mean, okay. But again, I'm in love with high tech because I get to watch TV sometimes. Anyway, 3:13. I swear to God, I'm going to take a hostage.
You're good.
If
They'll
you're
let
nice.
you watch TV.
But coming up, Rich McCormick. Oh, man, this is going to be cool with the Fauci thing. Also, Donald Trump stuff, the Biden thing. We got all this kind of newsy stuff. Oh, and a guy who thinks his wife may be up to something because she wanted to spend the night at a hotel instead of coming home from work because she was so tired.
You sound like McMurphy and Cuckoo's Nest. I just want to watch the World Series.
Well, I guess we'll have to tell your mother that you've been bad. Or whatever. I guess we're going to tell your mother. Oh, my God. Nurse Ratchet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Kind of hot.
3:13. Kiver, Pete, and Flounder. It's freaking Monday. Look out.
The Morning Extra is live weekday mornings from 6 to 10, and here's what you missed.
What it really fed into was the idea that when you did have special counsel, when he got all the tapes and he ended up doing it with his executive privilege to hide them, when they say that he has a bad memory and he doesn't know,
no,
there you go.
He doesn't. This poor man is struggling in his mind, and I've seen it through family members that have dealt with this. It's very sad. And for them to put him out in public and allow him to speak. Now, I don't think he has a lot in policy. I think that's all done behind the scenes
for sure.
But this man is struggling to know whether or not he's okay. And to me, I know that, we kind of make fun of it. At the same time, it really is sad to me that they do this to this man because he's got to be struggling inside and he can't express that. What he does is, I'm going to try to cover by lying.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
On this episode of The Real Houses of Atlanta.
Whoa, Bobby, what's going on?
Well, now that I'm the HOA president, I'm going to start cracking down on the neighborhood.
With a sledgehammer?
Oh, look, this place is looking rough, and nobody's moving right now either. So I'm telling the neighbors it's time to fix up the homes they have.
And what do you suggest?
Well, I'm telling everybody on the block about Exovations. They're right here, and they can get your house the facelift it needs. We're talking new siding, roofing, windows, doors, decks, even porches, patios, and porticos. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to start with Jim next door. Hey, Jimmy, you got a window out. Check the bylaws.
Hi, this is Candace with Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. Avoid an HOA headache and let us give your home the facelift it needs. We'll introduce you to our ExoVision, our very own architectural design that allows you to envision your home's transformation before you even start the project. Ready for your on-time, on-budget, and stress-free renovation? Visit exovations.com and book your consultation today.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Hey sandwich lovers, today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but let me tell you why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out from the rest. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Everybody wants to play. Many of the local HVAC companies, though, have been sold to large conglomerates. And some are even coming back under new names. But at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947. And their dedication to our community has never wavered. They are the Grand Slam you can count on. Central's team of experts know the game inside and out, delivering dependable service and personalized solutions every time. So don't get caught off base. Choose the HVAC team that's always been in the game. Get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Turn to your Atlanta Carrier experts, Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, 770-GET-HEAT, or visit them online at centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Stand by.
Her name was Lola.
Lola. Yeah.
She was a showgirl.
Here we go.
With yellow feathers in her hair.
Yeah, I hated this song. I did like Weekend in New England. I liked Mandy. A couple of his songs, Barry Manilow. But I don't. This is a jazzy kind of hey ho.
You know that song that I write the songs?
Yeah, I write the songs. He
didn't write that.
He didn't write that. He did do the McDonald's jingle though. Have it your way. That was a very famous thing. Barry Manilow on this day, 2003, suffered a broken nose. He apparently said he walked into a wall accidentally and knocked himself out in Palm Springs. He was passed out for 4 hours. And Barry Manilow says he didn't have any lasting effects. Doctors said you don't need surgery or anything. You're going to be right, but he knocked him away. His boyfriend gave him a hard shot to the throat. Or he had something was stuck. I don't know. Something might have happened. I bet there was something. He tripped. He was off balance. I don't know. Something in the ear canal. Dizzy. I don't know. It could be a lot of things.
Something in the face.
I know you just can't tell. Trying to dodge. Who really knows for that matter. I don't recall back 50 years ago. I'm visiting mother one time with my favorite ex-wife, my starter wife, the one who did love me, and took them to a Barry Manilow concert.
Must have been a load of fun.
and the change of costumes and it was really flamboyant, but it was great entertainment. It was great fun. And I'm going to say what I'm talking about. Oh, because you're playing that there. Anyway, and I'm going to save a birthday list for later. And on this day, that was the second concert I also took my visiting mother and my starter wife to a Neil Diamond concert. That's very unusual. I've been to that. That's almost the number of concerts I've been to. Anyway, 320, Kimber, Pete, and the Flounder. On this day in 2009, David Carradine, master, turn on grasshopper. David Carradine found dead in a hotel room, hanging by a rope around his neck in the closet. It was not a suicide. It was autoerotic narcocaluca. I never quite understood that, and I think I guess it's a thing. I mean, it's not like that's the only time it's ever happened, but they say, it's like I've never gone. I mean, I think we've all been with women who like to be, roughed up a little. Not her. I mean, like to be kind of taken. Okay. Spanked. However, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and to show that you're the man, and she's, you're such a strong, one of those kinds of things. Okay. However, there is an incredible segment of society of women who like to be choked. I mean, it's a whole thing. I can't imagine. I can't imagine either party getting into anything like that.
The main problem with the choking game.
When to stop, or
it's too easy to leave fingerprints.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Take your rings off. There could be not that I'm not giving advice. I'm just saying I've never actually been accused or convicted. Anyway, 321. I mean, really, seriously, I don't understand why you would even. How could you even want? If a girl said to me, "I want you to choke me," so I'm almost unconscious while we're making. I'm not sorry. I gotta go. I got this thing over. I gotta, give a kidney to homeless people or something.
You would say no and get out of the bed.
I said no to that beautiful, magnificent doctor girl who was, had 2 boyfriends from overseas who came in and to take her out for a thing, and I said no because I know. And by the the way, I told her that. I remember, I came the other day, I remember telling her, well, I'm kneeling on the side of her bed. And she's in bed, clothed, but she laid down on her bed, and I kneeled down beside, talking to her. And I remember telling her exactly why. I said, I said, I know I'd fall in love with you. I said, I know I would. And it's just, there was no way that I could one day get a phone call and you say, I'm not going to be around for a week. Gee, I wonder why that is. I couldn't do that.
Happy Pride Month there.
322. All right, let's do newsy. Let's do Rich McCormick. This is pretty cool. Dr. Fauci. Again, he denied everything. I watched part of this morning at home getting ready before I came in. He said, I never had a secret phone line. I deny any secret email things, even though they read comments from these other guys saying, yeah, Joe, I can get to Tony anytime I want with our back channel secret emails. And I've never heard of such a thing. Don't know anything about it. And he gets $100 a year from his patent for his invention. He came up with some antibody thing or whatever, like 30 or 40 or 50 years ago. So he gets $100 a year in royalties for this patent of some kind of testing thing. And so the questioner said, well, what about the $700 million that the pharmacy people gave to the National Institutes of Health, and all the doctors took that money? And he says, I didn't get any. Oh, okay. I mean, he just denied everything. Anyway, so today, Rich McCormick, by the way, from Georgia, the doctor and congressman, rebuked Tony's ideological bull blank. In fact, they had to edit out part of the testimony. We'll get to that in a second. Let's do the first one first, Flounder. Number one, where Rich McCormick was talking about being a doctor and how Fauci, as Dr. Fear, kind of ruined everything and turned everything against the actual ability of scientists to do their job.
It's been insinuated that politicians, only bloggers, only conspiracy theorists are disagreeing with you. I want to point out that I'm probably the only member of Congress that actually treated patients during the pandemic from the very beginning to the very end of the pandemic, during night shifts in the ER. Thousands of patients during that time. And in 2020, I was censored. My medical license was threatened because I disagreed with bureaucrats. Literally taken off the internet as a person who is treating patients with leading edge technologies, developing theories, but doing my very best, but being censored by the United States government for the first time, stepping in and taking the place of medical professionals as the experts in healthcare. Any dissent surrounding COVID-19 treatments, mask mandates, and any public policy surrounding the pandemic was immediately labeled as anti-science. I watched as public health officials and politicians told my patients what treatment options were best for them, regardless of their comorbidities or their medical history. Despite my education and my training and my experience, my opinions were relegated to conspiracy and misinformation by so-called healthcare experts who had never treated a patient throughout the entire pandemic.
Sorry, I turned off my mic because I was coughing. Sorry. I'm trying to be better. I'm hacking up my thing, so I turned off my mic, and I've remembered to turn it on because that's unusual. By the way, they're going to be. We'll have more about him calling Fauci Dr. Fear. Flounder, let's play cut number 2. This is really incredible. You're going to hear actually in testimony before Fauci's congressional testimony today, they had to edit out. We've had to edit out bad language in testimony in Congress. Very unusual, where Rich McCormick calls out Dr. Fauci for his nonsense when he was on a podcast talking about dealing with COVID.
Once people feel empowered and protected legally, you are going to have schools, universities, and colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated.
From a
Lady,
podcast,
you're going to get vaccinated. Yeah. Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit. And they get vaccinated.
That was Fauci.
Thank you. Are all objections to COVID vaccinations ideological bullshit, Dr. Fauci?
No, they're not, and that's not what I was referring to.
Well,
no,
in reference to making it hard for people to get education, traveling, working, I'd say it very much was in context. And I take great offense to this. Miss Allison Williams testified before this committee about losing her job because she sought an exemption for ESPN's vaccine mandate, which came from recommendations from bureaucrats like yourself. She and her husband were actively working with a fertility expert, a physician, on how to get pregnant, and agreed with the premise that she was young, healthy, wanted to get pregnant, and shouldn't get the vaccination for medical purposes. But she was fired because You made it hard, just like you said in your statement, because you didn't want to make sure that the ideological bullshit got in the way of her working, of living her life, of making a medical decision with her healthcare professional. I think America should take great offense to this.
And coming up, after the break here, in a little bit, we'll have another cut of Rich McCormick. Again, and by the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene is at it again. I mean, you got to, no matter what you think, this woman's got, I mean, she just doesn't take any crap off anybody. Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia sparked chaos, it says here, during the hearing after refusing to refer to Fauci as a doctor. And they went, like Jamie Raskin, when those guys went nuts. He's that screaming pimp he's just a liar and a slimy little greaseball. Marjorie Taylor Greene said she refused to call him a doctor. She said, because in my time, that man does not deserve to have a license. As a matter of fact, it should be revoked, and he belongs in prison. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Exactly.
And again, and that greaseball Jamie Raskin. I was watching him saying, well, Dr. Fauci, they're calling you a criminal. You've never been, you're a hero to you saved millions of lives. You're responsible for saving millions and millions. I mean, on and on and on. You Republicans are just trying to go after him because you're just mean-spirited. I mean, my God, I want to hit him in the face.
How many people died because he pushed people away from ivermectin? How many people died because of that? Probably more than what happened at the beginning. And another thing, what's disgusting is the Democrats not only defending him, but apologizing to him. How dare somebody criticize or question a government official? How dare this guy works for us, or supposedly does. He's supposed to answer questions. And they're saying, oh, we're sorry you have to be here and answer questions. You're a God above us all. We should listen to every syllable you utter.
Yeah. I mean, talk about the phoniness and all this. It's the same way that we're going to talk about the Hunter Biden trial coming up. It's the same way where President Washerdaughter says it's un-American for you to criticize the result of that. Say it's an unfair trial of the Trump. It's unfair to you to criticize it. It's the way our country works. But the Democrats are the ones criticizing everything that didn't go their way. How about the election deniers of Al Gore's denier? Hillary Clinton still denying it. They're all still denying it. I mean, these people are such freaking phonies. Unbelievable. We'll talk about the Hunter thing. Oh, Dr. Jill's here watching, by the way. The doctor. Yeah. And coming up, we'll hear how apparently President Washerdaughter, and remember last week, paid a visit to Hallie, the daughter-in-law, threatening to kill her if she turns on Hunter in her testimony at the court coming up later on today. 3:30. No, I'm pretty sure it's probably true. 3:30. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder lays on the Biden murder conspiracy thing coming up to save Hunter from going to prison. And by the way, if he's convicted and doesn't go, if he's not convicted and Trump got 32 felonies, what do you think's going to happen then? Oh my God! Coming up 3:30. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder.
That has truly changed America.
I cannot believe guilty on all 34 counts.
As we enter the heart of election season, what does this mean for conservatives?
As an attorney, as somebody who's committed your life to this, how much does it bother you to see the rule of law in very weird way applied?
It's greatly concerning to me.
Trust Atlanta's only conservative voice for the real answers and the perspectives that matter to you.
It's time for red state attorney generals and district attorneys to get busy.
This is XTRA 106.3 FM and streaming free across Georgia on the XTRA app.
Summer has arrived, and the month of June is jam-packed with great baseball and fun at Truist Park. The Atlanta Braves have two amazing matchups coming up, including the Tampa Bay Rays and Detroit Tigers, June 14th through the 19th. Plus, there's two gate giveaways, including the kids' softball bow giveaway on the 16th and the belt bag giveaway presented by Truist on the 17th. Visit Braves.com/promos to purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves baseball, we are Braves country.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message as the weather heats up. Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture or big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop right Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word HEDGE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and there are thousands of rave reviews to prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text HEDGE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, HEDGE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
I got sea creatures here on YouTube. By the way, I saw a story about YouTube, which is amazing to me. We'll get to it in a second. First of all, sorry, little Tim McGraw here, Kenny Chesney speaking here with his buddy. Kenny Chesney. On this day, 2000, he and Tim McGraw were arrested in Buffalo, New York, after Kenny Chesney ran away with a mounted reserve deputy's horse. And then Tim McGraw attacked the deputies and tried to corral them. Kenny Chesney had asked to sit on the horse outside the stadium. The daughter of the deputy gave him permission to do so. Chesney got on the horse and rode off. He was told to stop. He said, screw you, and kept riding. And then McGraw and his manager started attacking members of the entourage. Chesney was charged with disorderly conduct, released on bail. McGraw was charged with second-degree assault, obstructing administration, menacing, and resisting arrest. And all three of the manager and Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney were all found not guilty. They were guilty as hell. They took the cop's horse. But because the daughter of the cop said you can sit on the horse, but still, I mean, they did it because they didn't want to do a thing. But still, and by the way, that's, horses on cobblestones and streets and stuff, they have special rubber shoes, but still, too many things can happen. It's just, I don't like horse things that are where people are abusing and stuff. Let's see, 337, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's a number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Our birthday list includes Susie Quattro. Do you know that? Flounder, you know that name? I'm sorry, he's in the back there. I'm sorry, I can't tell what you're doing.
Susie, what is it?
Susie Quattro.
Never heard of
He's
it.
too young.
Do you know Susie Quattro, Pete? You probably do.
Happy Days?
Happy Days. She played Leather Tuscadero on Happy Days. What a great name. A little hottie, Happy Days, Leather Tuscadero. She also sang the 1978 smash hit Stumblin' In. Susie Quattro is 74 years old today. Leather Tuscadero. See, that's the kind of girlfriend I always wanted. It's somebody called Leather Tuscadero. Hey, baby, how you doing? She gets hanging all over you.
Didn't you have a sister called Pinky Tuscadero?
Yeah. I believe so. I suppose it's too late for me to get one of those now. 338 on this day in history. In fact, this is ironic because there's a story about this very thing. On this day, 1961, Clarence Gideon changed everything in American jurisprudence when he broke into that pool room in Florida and got caught. Clarence Gideon was broke, poor, uneducated, and the Supreme Court of the United States ruled in Gideon versus Wainwright that he should have been given a lawyer, free of charge if he needed one, and anything he said could be used against him in a court of law. That is now the law. Gideon versus Wainwright, and that's where it came from. And by the way, today in Oregon, I saw this story this morning. I didn't cut it out, so I'm just out of memory. In Oregon, it's either the Attorney General or the head prosecutors, whoever in Oregon, have now demanded that thousands of arrested individuals in jail who have not been given a lawyer in 1 week are all to be freed. They're all out. They're all gone. If you were sitting in jail in Oregon for a week and they had not given you a lawyer yet, you're free to go. Thousands, because they were denied the right to a lawyer.
Speedy trial.
Yeah. I mean, which is good. I mean, and by the way, I've been watching for some reason, I've been taping a lot of these stupid things of Oprah's network where they have Dateline secrets revealed and it's some, 4-year-old murder case. And they finally, I don't know, I've got like 10 of them on my DVR.
What are you, a woman?
I know it. I can't help it. And it's like, it's all these murders and this stuff comes forward. And I'm hooked. I don't know what's going on.
Do you sit there with your chocolate bonbons?
No, when I'm working, because I'm on my phone doing stuff for the show, and while I'm using my phone for the Fox News things and all the 3 or 4 news sources I have, and so the TV's on in the background while I'm doing my stuff for the show. I can't stop. I can't stop. Wow. Anyway, sorry.
You go out of your way, 3 or 4 news sources, then you call it a night. Huh? Is that what you do?
Yeah, that's me.
That's all
right.
the information I need.
340, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 1230. And to the Biden trial, we'll have more on the Rich McCormick thing and some more on the Fauci business. So again, he's denying everything, basically, saying he didn't do anything wrong and no one made him rich. President showers with daughter released a statement today as the jury selection continues in full force. Apparently they have a pool, or damn near an entire pool, for the Hunter Biden case about lying about his gun deal and being a drug addict when he bought a gun and lying on the federal forms. Well, President Washer daughter released a statement And goes something like this. As president, I don't and won't comment on pending federal cases, but as a dad, I have boundless love for my son, confidence in him, and respect for his strength. I'm the president, but I'm also a dad. Jill and I love our son. We are so proud of the man he is today. Hunter's resilience in the face of adversity and the strength he has brought to his recovery are inspiring to us. Our family's been through a lot together, and Jill and I are going to continue to be there for Hunter and our family with our love and support. Wow, and also, if I ever threw him under the bus, all the information he has about our crime family would send me to prison for the rest of my miserable, stinking life. By the way, Jill, the doctor, is in court supporting Hunter for his legal trials and tribulations here. And incidentally, you'll recall that that President Washer daughter just last week went to pay a visit to Hallie. Hallie Biden, who was the widow of the late son Beau, who was the war hero who single-handedly put the flag up on Mount Suribachi in World War II, apparently, and was awarded the Medal of Honor. Hallie Biden was married to the dead son Beau, so Hunter started having an affair with her, so they broke up two families there. And you'll recall that when Hunter Biden started sleeping with his dead brother's widow, that Joe Washer daughter said, "We're so proud that they found love in the turmoil times, that our two of the people we care about have found love together." I mean, he was so proud that they found love, that he was cheating on his freaking wife and he left his family for his dead brother's widow. And then he left her, and now he's got another one. Anyway, I mean, it's just freaking white trash. Freaking stinking white trash. So Biden goes up to Hallie and says, hey, for the record, Hallie was the one who, she's probably going to be forced to testify. She was, let's see. Firearm. Hallie Biden was the one. She was in relationship with Hunter at the time, having an affair with her brother-in-law. She threw the gun owned by Hunter in a dumpster behind a market near a school, and apparently she was afraid because he was such a drug addict and he had a gun that he was going to hurt himself, thereby proving that because he was a drug addict at the time he had the gun, he was a danger, which means it proves that he definitely was a drug addict when he bought the gun. And Hallie Biden can prove it by testifying that's why she got rid of the gun. And so therefore there's no way that they won't call her, that the prosecution won't call her. Oh my God, maybe they won't if they're going to try to sandbag it. Well, no, because this is Weiss. Weiss is the one who got caught. Remember, by the way, this Judge Mary Ellen Noriega, it's with a K, not Noriega, Noriega, said that plea deal you guys worked out to save Hunter from going to prison for all these things. No. She threw it out, thank God, or he wouldn't be on trial today. And he wouldn't be on trial for the other one coming up in July either. Yep. They made a sweetheart deal to get him away with everything. And this judge, this woman of the year, judge of the year, call whatever you want of the year, Mary Ellen Noriega, and she from Delaware. She said, no sweetheart deals, pal, and that's why he's on trial today. And he, by the way, Hunter was thrown out of the Navy for being a cokehead at Annapolis. And so anyway, now, okay, here's what: if Hunter Biden is somehow found not guilty, even though he's dead to rights. There's no way that he could be found not guilty. If he is found not guilty, it would mean that proof beyond any reasonable doubt, and he got away with it, compared to 32 felony convictions for a business document thing that they had to make up a felony case in the state law to change it to go get Donald Trump. Now, if he is found guilty, what are the chances he's going to prison? He could get 20 years. He could get more. It's like 4 years for each count, and there's a whole bunch of counts. So, he could go to prison for decades, for years and years and years. And I guarantee you, if Hunter Biden is found guilty and no jail time, what do you think's going to happen to Donald Trump when he gets sentenced next month? And by the way, I was listening. I've heard of some people who know a lot more than I do. People like legal scholar type people are saying they think it's a very like a better than 50-50 chance that the Judge Merchan will send Donald Trump to prison. I can't believe it myself. I cannot believe that he would do that. I think he'd be scared. I think he'd probably say, I don't know. I can't believe it. But can you imagine if Hunter's not guilty and Trump got 32 convictions for felonies?
Well, we know it's rigged at this point because most Democrats are running everything right now, the Marxists.
Yeah. And, of course, it may be at work if President Joe Washer daughter threatened to kill Hallie if she turns on him. You get on that stand, you say, no, he was clean and sober. I just threw it away because I thought the kids were going to get to it. That's the truth, Your Honor. Okay, free to go.
She's not going to say he's a turd.
No, he threatened to kill her. Joe Washington threatened to kill her. Of course, she's not going to turn on the. Hell, he put Hillary on it. Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage is the only person in America who can determine when somebody's going to figure out when someone's going to die with one phone call. I mean, it's just totally freaking astounding.
Nostradamus.
3:46. Oh, I'm running late. I'm so sorry. We got so much more about this, and he's going to come up with a border plan now, and Donald Trump's strategy. And the Navy. From now on, boot camp. It's going to be at Disney World. 3:46. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Oh, my Lord. The legend Neil Borts is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Well, here we go. This ridiculous case that Alvin Bragg brought against Donald Trump is now in front of a jury. I know you're on pins and needles waiting for my prediction, so hold on a minute. A quick review is in order. Just what is Trump charged with? Paying hush money? Not a crime.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they're not going to go away. They need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with repair. Ramjack is the best company in the industry for repairing your foundation. We have the highest quality products in the nation. So, if you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881. That's 770-502-8881.
So, Robert, I want to thank you for your time. I just don't think you're the right person for this position.
I don't understand. Was it something I said?
Well, we did a background check on you and found some things of concern.
If you're in charge of hiring for your company, you know how helpful a background screening can be. That's why companies that use Horizon background screening make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com. horizonscreening.com.
Get ready for Real Talk on the Janelle King Show, where we tackle kitchen table topics that are banned from family gatherings, but crucial for a strong republic. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday for an encore episode at 9 a.m. And if you can catch us live, great. But if not, no worries. New podcasts drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park right here on Extra 106.3 or wherever you get your podcast. Join us for insightful conversations that matter.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
That's right, man. Over in Detroit City there, down to Jamaica, man. There we go. 3:49, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
One love.
Dun, dun, dun.
One heart.
One love, baby.
Get together and feel alright.
You know, it is hard to be down in the dumps or something listening to this kind of music, really, with the tin steel drums and stuff. It's
just makes you want to be on the beach somewhere with a cocktail.
Yeah, it's hard to be in a bad mood if you're listening to stuff like this, you know. Pete Davis has this tin drum, this steel drum. Now they have little numbers on yours, so you can actually read note or read.
Well, the problem is he needs the right drumstick for that.
You need a gong stick. You need an actual drumstick. By the way, I have I have a pair of drumsticks I made in shop in 7th grade, which would be like 1958.
The music bed hasn't even gone down, and he already made the story about him.
I'm trying. This day, well, he's the one who brought out the drum, and you're the one who mentioned the drumstick, you bastard. Do if you turned on me. So there.
Hey.
Yeah.
Are those chocolate chip cookies I see there?
Where?
To your left.
This?
Yeah.
Those peanut. Those are nuts.
Oh,
in fact, I'll tell you a story. And I'll keep the music going because I haven't even talked about Bob Marley yet. When I was talking about Kroger. And I'll tell you how they have weird different things that Publix just doesn't have. And I can't find anything there because it's just so big. Anyway, one of the things they have at Kroger is in the snack tin can nut area, they have a special brand of mixed nuts, but there's no peanuts, there's no almonds, there's no junk stuff. The kind I bought, mixed nuts, only have salted pecans, cashews, and macadamia nuts, and that's it. 3 of the greatest nuts ever in a combination, and no one else has them except Kroger. What?
Cashews are not nuts.
Well, legume then, but the 3 things, but if you call them people...
They are a member of the poison ivy family.
Well, okay, fine. But so everybody except Pete Davis knows what I'm talking about. Pecans, cashews, and freaking macadamia nuts. The best 3 nuts you can have in a combination. And there's no peanuts, there's no filler, there's no almonds or any of that crap. And again, you can't find it anywhere but Kroger. Stuff. That's my example. Okay, now, I'm sorry, to the music, Flounder. Flounder's our musical director, and I hate to, it's like I just didn't pay attention to him, and he's done all this work, and now I've talked over the whole thing. On this day in 1977, Bob Marley and the Wailers released Exodus. The album featured the hits Jammin', Waitin' in Vain, 3 Little Birds, and One Love. 1999, Time magazine named Exodus, that album, the best album of the 20th century. Wow, that seems a bit. The Beatles, the Stones, I mean, all the...
It's top 50.
Yeah, it's in the list. I mean, it's on the... Yeah, it's probably top 20 or 30 or whatever, but it's not the best album ever in the 20th century.
Sticky Fingers. Wow. Sticky Fingers is the greatest.
Yeah. But anyway, but I love the sound. I mean, you can't be... And having been to Jamaica, and boy, was that a freaking experience. You get by one of those rental Jeeps, they're all pink and white with flags or something, so everybody knows you're in a rental Jeep when you're driving up in the country and stuff. Every time you go by somebody's house, somebody comes running out of the door of their private house with a big stick of marijuana. I mean, just a big ganja sticks. They're like 3 feet long with them, Anyway, on this day in history, 1955, a bad day for a marriage with Marilyn Monroe. In 1955, on this day, the 7-Year Itch was released in New York, starring Marilyn Monroe and the subway vent that blew up her skirt. And when she got home, and Joe DiMaggio knew about that sexy picture of her.
Oh, he was there. He watched it.
Yeah, he watched it being filmed, and he beat her up. When they got home, he slapped her around and hit her and roughed her up, and she said, that's the ball game. Well, no, he did it. I mean, I think he clearly did it. And that was the reason she said, I can't do it. No, that's it. And that was a ball game. Because he got so jealous of her being... She was a sex bomb. What was he think? Well, Joe DiMaggio wanted her to stay home and make him dinner and be ready there at 5 o'clock or whatever, and during the week. I mean, really.
Babies.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was 7-Year Itch on this day, 1955, and that was the end of it. Yes, sir.
Chuck has weighed in here, says, tell Kimmer he's dead wrong.
All right.
Everyone knows the best 3 nuts are the crew on the Kimmer Show.
Hey, ho, ho. 350. Well, thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you. I'm happy. Thank you.
Okay, you say it's pecan, cashew,
Pecans
and macadamia?
And macadamia nuts, yeah.
Okay, which one of us is the pecan? Which one is I'm the macadamia nut, because I like Hawaii. I like surfing. And
Flounder's probably the pecan because it's got ridges in it. It's goes in various directions. He's kind of got a lot of things to his personality. He's got
you're the cashew.
And I'm just a plain old cashew, just kind of a curvy little old plain thing. It's just kind of thick and curvy and nothing else going for it. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty
thick and curvy.
Yeah.
I think that's something on Pornhub.com. Thick and curvy.
That is a category on X videos. I know that,
and that's a good one.
There actually is a category, thick and curvy. pervy, I swear to God. Mostly mother-in-laws, but that's what somebody wrote and texted me. 355. Donald Trump's revenge tour. By the way, what a bunch of crap, but seriously, Donald Trump's revenge will be his success. But here's what he had a little commentary over the weekend, interviewed some Fox people, vice versa. You know what I mean. These are bad people bumping up and up. Here's what I found very exciting. Key topics. He talked about getting a new attorney general. He's going to clean house with all those people. Also, Army people, military people, stuff like that. And yes, he will declassify all the documents on 9/11. He will declassify the documents on the JFK assassination, and he will declassify the documents on the Epstein files. Wow. Oh, ba-dum-bum-boom, bum-boom. That alone's the reason to vote for him.
Didn't he already say he was going to reveal the JFK files, but he never did?
Well, but here we are. This is it. He's got to do it now. Anyway, I mean, I can't, that alone, to see the Epstein files, and there's got to be video somewhere. Anyway, I mean, I don't see. Oh, God, Flounders. Flounders Funnies for Nuckies Hoagies. What do you got there, sir?
If you've never been to Mount Rainier, just a heads up, you got to pay to go up it. It's not a free mountain. Someone owns it. And it's all uphill. It's a nightmare. So we get up and we park, and then we're like walking up this trail, and I'm going up it. I mean, I can barely breathe. And this couple's coming down, and I stopped them. I was like, hey, is this enough, where we're at? Is this you get it? We're not trying to live on this mountain. So is this good, And the lady goes, I'm 75 years old, and I did it. And I was like, maybe that's why you didn't hear the question that I asked. I mean, everybody's pretty cocky on the way down, there was women with babies. They had 3-month-old babies strapped to their chest. I was like, why would you bring that much extra weight with you? I left my wallet in the car. I mean, they looked exhausted. I'm surprised they're not just babies left up there and Rangers have to come down. Whose baby's this? It's that's ours. We're going to let it grow up and come down on its own. It was a huge mistake bringing that baby today.
That's Mr. Bragazzi?
That is the one and only.
He's a very clever, goofy fellow. 357, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Well, they've joined the Navy. We should be playing the Village People here. The official Facebook page for the U.S. Navy SEALs and Naval Special Warfare Command over the weekend. Special marking to celebrate Pride Month in the United States Naval Service. Yes, the post surge was highlighted on the popular Libs of TikTok page. The post Naval Special Warfare Service, dignity, service, respect, equality, and pride, with a special colored square there. The Navy SEALs have gone woke, our special elite forces. This is terrifying. A slap in the face, one guy said, about special warfare. Put the lives on the line for our nation. Man, this woke blank is like a cancer. It needs to be handled and dealt with as a threat to national security. Gone too far. The Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Space Force made no such mention of it, of Pride Month on Saturday. And by the way, the Department of Defense mixed up Pride Month with PTSD Awareness Month, because they really, to them, it's kind of, if you're struggling, if you're just, just fill out some forms and then we'll jerk you around for a couple of years, like we did the Kimmer, kind of things like that. It's kind of a special thing. Anyway, my God. And near a Disney World, an Orlando hotel at the Disney Springs Hotel in Florida over the weekend had their bondage-themed teddy bear on display. A bondage teddy bear. At the hotel, they said, well, it's for a private event, but we're going to keep it up all weekend. So, a teddy bear in bondage. And the security guards had to patrol the property because they didn't know what the hell was going on. I mean, you got to be kidding me. A black and white bear also in bondage clothing was still there at the pool, kind of hidden in the background. Oh, we lost Pete. Pete died. We got...
He's good. Sorry, there, you're up.
Here we go. What's that?
It wasn't Winnie the Pooh, since it's Disney. You'd think it'd be Winnie.
You would think, but he wasn't wearing his pants. I mean, how you
He never wears pants.
That's Donald.
Yogi Bear never wears pants.
That's Donald Duck.
Porky Pig doesn't wear pants.
Yeah, but at 4 o'clock.
Pig in it.
But at 4 o'clock, folks.
Shannon says. Porky Pig in it.
Stand by. Yeah, look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Ramping up the pressure for a deal. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Biden leaning on Qatar's leader to secure a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas.
In a phone call with Qatar's Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, President Biden urged the emir to use all appropriate measures to secure Hamas's acceptance of an Israeli-offered peace plan. National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby says,
"It is fair to say that the ball is in Hamas's court."
Kirby says President Biden accurately described the proposal that calls for an immediate 6-week ceasefire with the release of hostages in Gaza.
Now's the time, as they have militarily degraded Hamas to the point where they can't right now conduct another October 7th.
Some members of Israel's war cabinet are not on board and are threatening to quit the government if the offer is implemented.
Fox's Jared Halpern. 4 more hostages taken by Hamas are declared dead by the Israeli military. 3 of them, men in their 80s, who'd been seen in a Hamas video in December, and a 4th, younger man, also taken on October 7th. Just getting word of pro-Palestinian protesters arrested in San Francisco, where they had occupied the lobby of a building housing the Israeli consulate. They're moving to another phase of jury selection at the federal gun trial of President Biden's son Hunter, accused of lying about drug use during a 2018 gun purchase. There's now a pool of 36 potential jurors, which they will narrow down to 12 plus alternates.
They're asking these potential jurors if they've formed any opinions about this case, or if there's anything about the nature of the charges here that would prevent them from being a fair and impartial juror.
Fox's Rich Edson at federal court in Wilmington, Delaware, where First Lady Jill Biden has been spending her 73rd birthday in the courtroom, along with Hunter Biden's wife and sister. A mixed finish on Wall Street. The Dow down 115 at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell.
Come on down to Land. The place where you can do so much walking. You can walk to work, the bus stop, or the gym, where you can pretend you're walking up an endless flight of stairs. Even when you're flying somewhere, you can take a really long walk through the airport. It's Land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, and it's even more relaxing when you protect your boat with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you still on the fence about owning gold? It's time to pull the trigger with the Oxford Gold Group and buy gold and silver. Nobody can predict the future, but we can't put our head in the sand either. The Oxford Gold Group are the pros. They make owning gold and silver simple and easy to understand. Call Oxford Gold Group right now, and you may qualify for up to $10,000 in free precious metals. Call 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD.
Yeah, look out now. The Stones. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here you go.
Well, I told you once and I told you twice. But you never listen to my advice.
1972, the Stones kicked off their North American tour at the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, Canada. Beautiful part of the world. 32 dates. They grossed $4 million, making it the richest rock tour in history in 1972. There you go. Here we go.
Maybe the last time, I don't know.
Aren't they here Friday?
I don't know. I can remember. I'm only worried about the ones up at the Ameris Amphitheater where I live. The concert, but they're supposed to be in town, but I don't know. Maybe it's this weekend,
Friday or next Friday.
I don't know. I remember hearing something about them coming.
June
back.
7th.
Yeah, that's this Friday.
Oh, well.
And where is it? At the
Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah. I wonder if they have tickets available.
Well, 680's giving away tickets.
Wow. Now, and by the way, what is Stadium hold? 40, 50,000? I don't know. What's
70.
70? Well, you think that would they sell out? They wouldn't sell out 70,000, would they?
Well, I think they would come close. Yeah.
Really?
They won't use all of it though. They'll have some for facing one side or whatever.
Yeah. But still, I mean, here's your chance to see the Stones. And I remember when they were here. What was it? 90? No, what the hell was it when I went with Wayne? No offense.
The 2000s.
2000 was it?
That was at Bobby Dodd Stadium, wasn't it?
No. That was at Phillips Arena. Bobby Dodd was 89 for the Steel Wheels tour. I was at that one, too. But I remember waving from my fourth row seat. I remember looking up and waving at you.
I was in the way up in the back there, but I did see that girl kept flashing Mick Jagger all night long. She lifted up her shirt. It's hysterical.
I am literally. I'm 5 feet away from Keith Richards playing guitar. That's like one of the highlights of my life. And I got to go backstage and meet Chuck Leavell afterwards, or actually before, and it's amazing. Every single one of them has their own chef and their own little food table set up.
Well, when you're the Stones, you can pretty much have. Yeah, I'd like someone to go ahead and take care of the solution for me. In fact, it was just a big feature story on Chuck Leavell and his treatment of trees and woods and things. I think over the weekend. Yeah. 405 Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our birthday list includes Denise Williams. Let's hear it for the boy, the singer girl Denise Williams, 73. It's going to take a miracle, and the theme from Family Ties. I didn't know that. Denise Williams, 73 years old today. And a little history cowabunga here for you there. This is kind of interesting. This day, 1946, Jacques Haim, a French fashion designer, debuted a two-piece bathing suit in Paris. And he said, people are going to go nuts. This is going to be so scandalous when they see this two-piece bathing suit. Again, this is 1946, right after World War II. No one had ever heard of such a thing. It's going to be so scandalous, people are going to think it's like what would happen when they see an atomic bomb being dropped. And so he called it the bikini, after the Bikini Atoll Islands in the South Pacific, where they were doing testing for the atomic bomb. And that's why he called it the bikini. And it's a hit. It's a hit. Although, I mean, sometimes they're just, girls aren't wearing clothes. I was at, the other day, I forgot why I was at the mall for something, and there were young girls out with their parents. I mean, it was a family things, and the girls were wearing shorts that you could see their last pap smear. I mean, there was no clothing under their wakachunkum. I couldn't believe it. And these are not 9. They were like teenage girl, 14, 15. I don't know. No. I was wrong. I mean, I honestly, anyway, 407. All right, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. The 4 o'clock hour, by the way, brought to you by our good friends at Atlanta Safe House, home of the Kimmer Safes. You need a safe, put in your Social Security card, your medical records, I'm sorry, like the Kimmer, and the stuff you want to save, your first whatever stuff, and your living will and things like that. Money, cash, jewelry. They have a showroom in Ackworth, and please tell them the Kimmer sent you when you check out AtlantaSafeHouse.com. 407, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. Yeah, the Navy's got Pride Month now, and of course they got slapped for it, and they don't care. Nobody else did it for the other services, but the Navy did.
Of course, Navy.
I mean, it's a freaking cliche. I mean, what are they? The whole thing. And by the way, Donald Trump, one of the things is, I'm getting rid of all those people, all those military guys, all those leaders in the military, gone. Absolutely gone. We got to get back to doing the business again. Remember, it used to be. I mean, a couple things. The only reason you have a Marine Corps is to kill people and break things. That's it. We don't do school crossing guards. We don't make school lunches. Fill sandbags is fine. They kill people and break things. That's it.
Question.
Yes.
Has there ever been a president coming into office knowing he was only going to be there for 4 years? Because normally you have to do certain things so you can get reelected for those next 4. He can just push his entire agenda.
Well, again, Trump will be if he's elected. He would be, because he can only serve in one more full term. But
I'm assuming that's also why he's saying, I'm going to, let you know JFK and all that other stuff, because he knows he doesn't have an 8-year term.
I thought you were talking about Biden. Yeah. I'm sure that's probably true. He's got nothing to lose. I mean, Donald Trump has got to look at this, and the Republican Party ought to be looking at this as a grooming procedure to make sure we don't lose for the next 8 years after the next 4. So that we should be having a 12-year plan. Yeah, that'll be I'm sorry. Okay, that's our comedy bit for the hour. Now brought to you by Nucky's Hoagies. There you are. That was a Kimmer comedian line. Yes, 8 seconds of the Republican Party has a 12-year plan. All right. Good God.
They don't know what they're eating for lunch.
In fact, I saw a headline. I'll bet I can find it. It was several hours ago on Fox News headline, and it said, Speaker of the House thinking about making sure that they get back at Democrats. I said, oh, really? Thinking about it, are you? Yeah, we're going to send you a strongly worded letter. Oh, my God. Shut them down. Punish them. Step on their necks politically. This is war, political war. And again, I hate people who say it's like war. No, it's not like going to war, but it's a fight for our country. I mean, seriously. Anyway, God. Oh,
it's
Lord.
either that or there's going to be a war.
Well, they're asking for it. At the Orlando Hotel. I mean, teddy bears in bondage near Disney World. By the way, have you heard of a thing called Miss Rachel? There's a children here. We got a lot of this social media stuff going on today. I hope you don't mind. And again, this is way out of my league, so you guys can help me. Or if you can call us, do you know about this? If you got kids who know about this, 404-741-1230. YouTube creator named Miss Rachel, children's YouTube creator, over the weekend posted a celebration of Pride Month. She's an educational content creator, sensation among babies and toddlers, 10 million subscribers. Miss Rachel for Littles, that's her account, Miss Rachel for Littles, as in little people. And she wrote, "Happy Pride to all of our wonderful families and friends. This month and every month I celebrate you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're exactly who you are." And then she said, to those who are going to comment, they can't watch this show anymore because of this support. No worries and much love your way. God bless. I'm not chasing fame or views. I'm standing strong in love. So she's celebrating all the little 4- and 5-year-old Pride, transgender baby children, toddlers. Others are saying, gee golly, I wouldn't keep doing business with this woman. It's a message to conservative parents. She doesn't want your business. Respond accordingly. Another, doing my part to spread awareness to parents know what Miss Rachel stands for. She says she doesn't want your business if you don't subscribe to the child, my kid on Cult, pass it on. This woman is sick. This is who your little kids love to watch and look up to. Miss Rachel's show is for children so young they're just learning to talk. Sub 3 years old. Why is she pushing this agenda? Inviting the likes of Dylan Mulvaney on is vastly evil and inappropriate. By the way, this chick, Miss Rachel, was forced to take a mental health break after parents expressed outrage over her co-star asking to be referred to with pronouns as they and them. This co-star, Jules Hoffman, is a tranny. And the girl, this Miss So-and-so, also came under scrutiny when she announced she was creating a fundraiser for the children in Gaza. And Jewish mother said, now, wait a minute. How about your YouTube sensation failing to address the murdered Jewish children or those taken freaking hostage? And how come you're not raising money for Israeli children affected by the war? Oh, my God. YouTube, and children and 10 million subscribers. 10 million subscribers. How about this? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Well, crap, I was going to talk about another thing. But I will get some more about the transgender thing with Miss Universe. In Idaho, there's a bar that now has created a stir by saying, come join us all month to celebrate heterosexuals, for without them, none of us would be here. It's Hetero Male Monday today. Free draft beer given to any heterosexual male dressed like a heterosexual male. There's a call seeking a professional judge to determine if men's chosen clothing is officially heterosexual, offering $15 an hour plus free beer as a judge. Wednesdays will be for couples where each heterosexual couple will get 15% off their bill. Thursdays are ladies' nights, heterosexual ladies to be precise, with her hetero happy hour, promising happy hour prices for straight women all day long. People saying, oh, this is horribly disappointing. I can handle differing political views. I cannot handle bigotry and hate toward marginalized community. Marginalized? Since when is anybody in this country marginalized? Especially the gay community. Are you kidding? Marginalized?
Hey, what? June 1st was Friday, right?
Yeah.
Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
I was up at midnight. At 12:01, I got 2 ads sent to me through Facebook for Pride Month.
Yeah.
At 12:01.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Let's see. Heterosexuals maintaining the human species for 40,000 years. You're welcome. Anyway, and again, what's not everything is a thing. My God. And start
where you
shoving stuff,
Where you want to stick it is your business.
Nobody cares.
Why do you need a month to celebrate?
Well, I don't. Take some longer? I don't know. They're a little more fastidious? I don't know. I'm just asking. Almost 4:15 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
time for the Borts Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Well, thus far, nobody has risen to the challenge. And what challenge, you say? Name one state, one city, large, small, one county, one political jurisdiction anywhere in this country, anywhere, where the lives of its citizens were enhanced or improved in any significant way by kicking Republicans out of office and electing Democrats. Just one. Democrats, sad to say, are political lepers. The problem is we're not allowed to put them in leper colonies. They infiltrate our local governments, and the destruction is widespread. Let's go to Boston. The mayor of Boston, Michelle Wu, W-U, more precise, W-U. Well, for one thing in Boston, she has an agenda that is very soft on crime. But then I already told you she was a Democrat, so no surprise there. She wants to abolish the gang registry in Boston, and her argument is that criminal behavior like theft should not be prosecuted, and that the police should not be able to use tear gas, pepper spray, rubber bullets, or dogs. But here, perhaps, is the most ridiculous thing. She wants to expand voting so-called rights. Boston has a new participatory budgeting process under Mayor Wu, designed to be inclusive of all residents, even children as young as 11 years old. Starting in July, not too far away, 11-year-olds in Boston will be able to vote on budget matters, tax matters. It's like Democrats are saying, hey, we know we can't handle this, so let's turn it over to the kids. Use your imagination. Budgeting priorities established by 11-year-olds. Only a Democrat would dream this up. Neil Borts, XTRA 106.3.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
On this episode of The Real Houses of Atlanta.
Whoa, Bobby, what's going on?
Well, now that I'm the HOA president, I'm going to start cracking down on the neighborhood.
With a sledgehammer?
Oh, look, this place is looking rough, and nobody's moving right now either. So I'm telling the neighbors it's time to fix up the homes they have.
And what do you suggest?
Well, I'm telling everybody on the block about Exovations. They're right here, and they can get your house the facelift it needs. We're talking new siding, roofing, windows, doors, decks, even porches, patios, and porticos. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to start with Jim next door. Hey, Jimmy, you got a window out. Check the bylaws.
Hi, this is Candace with Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. Avoid an HOA headache and let us give your home the facelift it needs. We'll introduce you to our ExoVision, our very own architectural design that allows you to envision your home's transformation before you even start the project. Ready for your on-time, on-budget, and stress-free renovation? Visit exovations.com and book your consultation today.
So I played that last Rich McCormick thing, okay? Oh, sorry, we were on there. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, we were.
Nice try, though. You know, you're working with the buttons.
Yeah, but I waited 10 seconds too long. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry. Play. Here we go. Little Ray Davies.
She walked up to me and she asked me to dance. I asked
It's a key word coming up here in this song.
She said hello.
The Kinks' Ray Davies had to make a trip from New York to London because of one word in this song, which I think is coming up. I'll keep talking.
No, it already started. Let me start it over.
Oh, okay, here we go. All right, this is Ray Davies. Right? The Kinks.
I met her in the club down in Old Soho, where you drink champagne and it tastes just like cherry cola.
There you go.
C-O-L-A cola. She walked up to
No, that wasn't it.
She asked me to dance.
Cherry cola.
Chicka cherry. It's chicka cherry cola.
No,
That
cherry
was the
cola.
word that he had to change.
No, it's Coca-Cola. He said Coca-Cola is what they had to change.
Well, yeah, it's a cherry cola, but it was a chicka cherry cola that got everybody all upset. But he had the 6,000-mile trip to London to change the word Coca-Cola to cherry cola, and the single Lola due to an advertising ban of BBC Radio. But I remember the problem was that they thought it was offensive that he did chicka cherry cola.
What? I've never heard that.
It's in this song.
I've never heard that said.
Chicka cherry cola. Yeah. I'm just telling you. I mean, I think this is one of those age things. I remember very specifically, but it's kind of good. But by the way, is the Kinks the same as the Kingsmen, right? It's not the same group.
No.
Right? No, it's not the same. I actually saw the Kingsmen in concert in my freshman year.
I bet you did.
Louie. It was for our winter carnival.
And saw Louis Armstrong too. And
yep. And in fact, I was dating a girl named Mimi. It's 1964. And
was she a poodle?
No. She was a beautiful girl and real kind of assertive and smart as a whip. And she invited me to her house down in Philadelphia for the winter break. And I drove down there and I stayed at her house and we were making out on her living room floor when her whole family was asleep up the stairs. And we were ready to do something. And she said, "Oh no!" She said, "No, please, no, I'm not ready. Please." So I stopped.
Well, you're a gentleman.
I was a gentleman, of course. And, I set her car on fire, but that was whole,
Well, her screams would have woken the whole family.
Well, yeah, I muzzled her. No, I'm sorry.
You choked her, didn't
I choked her. I choked her. She couldn't scream. I was choking her. If you just joined us, my God, if you just joined us, I'd like to apologize. This is way out of context. This refers to an earlier conversation with some of the older boys and girls. 422.
Sure.
Yeah. This day in history, 1800. President John Adams moved to Washington, D.C. to be the first president to actually live in what would become the White House. Unfortunately, they were still building it. Wasn't quite finished, so although he was the first president to occupy the White House, John Adams temporarily had to move into a room above a tavern in Washington, D.C. before his house was ready. And on this day in 1888, Ernest Lawrence Thayer first published his famous poem in the San Francisco Daily Examiner. He earned $5. And the poem was Casey at the Bat. And if I'm not mistaken, this was the event that I read the poem Casey at the Bat to the accompaniment of the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, I think it was at Georgia Tech. And I think this is the one somewhere in my stuff. I have the actual resume of me that I faked. They said we need a resume to put in the program for the bulletin for all the people, thousands of people on it. So this is the resume where I said I toured with the Beach Boys playing the drums for the one summer. I won 2 Nobel Prizes back to back. And I'm walking down the aisle to go up to the stage, and now Kim Peterson, our MC, when it says I'm walking up to the stage, I heard these two. That young man has won 2 Nobel Prizes.
Young man. By the way, thanks for doing that.
Were you going to mention that in sports?
Flounder, that sports script I just sent you, I need to edit that.
Crap. Were you going to do that in sports?
I'm kidding. I would never.
I thought, and I said, well, it's kind of related. Sure enough, I'm going to screw with sports.
There is so much going on, I would never get to it. I'm telling you.
And by the way, can we? Let me just add this in again. I can't wait for your sports program because I hope you're going to talk about Caitlin, this business with Caitlin.
Yes.
And if you, in fact, just for a minute, let's kind of tease this now. It's 4:24, and I know this is early, but this really bothers. The more I think about this, the more I get a little ticked off about it. didn't want to lead the show with it almost here. If you haven't seen the video, Caitlin Clark, I think it is the new superstar white girl in the WNBA, and so they're after her. And all of a sudden, if you didn't see, Google the video if you haven't seen it. It's all over the Sports Center and everything else. Google the video of her getting a rough hip check that knocks her to the hardwood floor in the basketball game. Excuse me. The girl who did it is a snotty, nasty, racist black girl. The snotty, racist black girl who's also been kicked off of 2 other teams, including one, I think when she was in college, they banned her.
Here.
And it was our team here. They kicked
Atlanta
her. They said, because of your bad conduct, you're out. We couldn't have you on our team. And now she's the enforcer for this other team. And when she knocked, I can't know the girl's name. She was just a rough, tough, black racist going after the white girl. I guarantee there was a racist, nasty bone in her body going after that girl. And when she got to the sidelines, her team embraced her and screamed and yelled, "Oh, you're a hero. We love what you did to Caitlin Clark, knocking her on her butt on the hardwood floor." And so that's to be celebrated now. So let me ask you a question. Is the WNBA supposed to be all black? Are white girls no longer welcome in the WNBA?
According to them. According to them, yeah.
How about this? How about just everybody go screw yourself? I mean, this is unbelievable. Vicious, racist, punk bully. And by the way, I know they can't retaliate, but when Caitlin Clark went to the floor, there was one of her large teammates, one of Caitlin's large-bodied teammates right next to her helping her up. But she never did anything, even confront the other player.
Nope.
And to me, I can't imagine she didn't at least go stand up to her and get in her face and saying, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Didn't have to touch her, didn't have to hit her in the throat, which was I would have done. I would have hit her in the throat. I'm seriously, I definitely would hit her in the throat. But again, I'm not a role model in this one, ladies. So anyway, but she should, the teammate should have gone right up to that girl and said, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Towering over and saying, "Hey, take on me, you punk," and then see what happens. But she didn't do squat.
We're going to talk about that in sports. An NBA enforcer saying, "Where's her teammates?"
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. This is what, you hit the next guy when you get a beanball. You hit I mean, come on, man.
Once again, it's another example of women in a position to help other women, and they're not.
That's right. That's right. And by the way, you asked for this. You want to be tough guys? You want to play big tough guys and, equality? And, let's do it then. Let's go all the way. I mean, really, I don't want to. I mean, honestly, I really couldn't believe it. I mean, I just and she sneered. I mean, it was just, oh man, she needs a punch in the face. I mean, I can't believe nobody took her on.
Trinity Carter and Angel Reese are thugs. She was a thug in college, and she's a thug now. It's what she is.
Yeah. And so, and by the way, now I think the talk was that, well, now the WNBA is going to have a conversation, a study program to see if we can. Yeah, please.
They're afraid of them.
Yeah, I know. But now, is this good for women's basketball?
No.
I can't think this is good for anybody.
Who wants to watch that crap?
Not only that, I'm yelling and screaming, and you're going to no thing about it. I mean,
we're talking about it.
You want your daughters to grow up now? You want your little girl now to be a member of that stuff? Is that what you think is good sports for your daughter? This can't be a good thing for little girls to be interested in, like pro golf. They see all these beautiful golfing girls and they're all happy and smiling and they're doing stuff on the golf course.
Cigarettes.
And by the way, it was so sexy. I told you, she's been hit on. One guy, this girl, Charlie, are you going to talk about it in sports?
No, I'm not. Go ahead.
This female golfer girl, they call her name's Charlie, and she's hot. She's kind of athletically hot in kind of a girl's hot, sexy kind of a way. And she's a girl golfer. I don't know if she's gay or not, doesn't matter. But she's got a little hotness about her, and she was signing autographs with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth last week, and so one guy walked up to her. She told the story just over the weekend, and one guy walked up to her and said, "Here, you drop this," and she held out her hand, and he put a note in her hand. It was his phone number. She said she's been getting hit on. I mean, true, that was sexy as hell. Believe me, a hot athletic chick with a cigarette dangling out of her mouth. Yes, please. I guarantee you.
You know what one of the issues is it Trinity Carter? Is that,
Trinity. I think.
So when she was asked that question, what did she said, "I'm not going to comment on." But then 3 hours later, she went on to social media. She went onto her keyboard and made those comments.
Oh,
she
really?
couldn't do it person to person, but she could do it from behind a keyboard. She's a coward, just like this young generation.
She said she brings nothing but three-pointers WNBA. Well, she's actually bringing people to actually pay attention to your sorry league for the first time ever.
Well, you know what? We need to have that. We need to have Caitlin Clark's team. What is it, Indiana? I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Indiana Fever.
They need to hire a women's lacrosse player. A
tranny.
or a softball, or a great big softball player to just start. The next game they take on those guys and see what happens when she gets a forearm shiv in the throat.
Dave Schultz.
Oh man! After the enforcer for the Philadelphia Flyers. Right?
Flyers.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right, 4:30. Give her Pete and Flounder, and we're starting sports early, and more coming too. Look out here.
The Kimmer Show is only live on XTRA 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
It's true. Every single legal analyst, including on the liberal networks, are now admitting, it's really, but it's clearly this is a kangaroo court. This is Venezuela. This is Cuba. This is Russia.
The Kimmer Show every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
I got it. Here we go. It's the only thing.
Everybody.
4:31, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And, Father's Day is 2 weeks? Is it three? Whatever. Father's Day is in June. And I've got a great gift for you. True, ladies and kids, for your dad, a safe. A really cool, fun safe. Maybe a gun safe or a business safe or a jewelry safe. And especially those great big, I bought 2 gun safes from Atlanta Safe House. Atlanta Safe House. He'll love it, especially if he's a new gun owner or maybe he doesn't have a safe. And by the way, check out the pistol safes. Because the pistol safes, if you travel a lot in your car, you don't want to just put it under the seat for crying out loud, no matter what happens. Anyway, this is one of the many ideas. If you go on the web, atlantasafehouse.com, Jeff and Mark are right there to walk you through everything. You can see the beautiful stuff they have to offer. And it's all the top brands, American Security and Browning, Fort Knox. It's not that little plastic thing you get at the grocery store with a teeny little key in it. They've been doing this for decades. They send off-duty and retired police and firefighters and military folks to do your deliveries for you. They only use the folks to say thank you for doing what you do for your country. This is a non-woke company outfit right here. They believe in the First Amendment side. They're doing all the amendments. In fact, they're not going to give out your master reset code to just anybody who asks for it like some other companies do. They will protect you at Atlanta Safe House. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. They can build you an actual family storm shelter. Talk about protection and being safe. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. Showroom in Acworth, atlantasafehouse.com.
Summer is heating up. Whether you're heading to celebrations in the city or out on the lake, it's important to think before that second drink, especially when boating or driving. If you find yourself in trouble after a day of fun, make sure to call A Second Chance Bail Bonds. We handle bonds from the lake to the shore, and we can have you or a loved one out of jail in a matter of hours. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Hey fans, summer is here and you know what that means. Exterior painting season. At Atlanta Painting Company, this summer, save 10% off of all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is, so protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we're the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company, the painters you can trust.
XTRA 106.3 listeners are falling in love with Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell.
Me and my wife now find our favorite sandwich place. That food over there was great.
Yeah, those rolls are so soft and sweet. I mean, it was just melt in your mouth. It was, and the steak was tender and juicy and flavorful. I can't say enough about it. It was very, very impressive.
It was so good.
Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner. Nucky'sHoagies.com.
George Michael, I Knew You Were Waiting. Holy cow. 67, number one in America, only 10 in Britain, and their first number one was not till 20 years later, Aretha Franklin. All right, sir. Let's see, a birthday list includes Dan Hill, the Canadian pop singer, 70 years old, Sometimes When We Touch. I was going through a heartbreak and then when that song came out. It was very powerful.
When weren't you?
I've always been kind of a thing there. In fact, I got a Dear Abby coming up here.
You gotta cry.
I might cry a little. Fine, shut up. And on this day in history, pop art superstar Andy Warhol is nearly murdered in his New York film studio. A psycho chick named Valerie Solanas, an actress, and she worked as a hooker while she was trying to become an actress. Valerie Solanas did it, and no wonder. She's the founder of a group called SCUM, S-C-U-M, which, I'm not making this up, stands for the Society for Cutting Up Men.
Yeah.
Society for Cutting Up Men. That's an actual thing. I think I dated her. Anyway, she was trying to get money for her play called Up Your Blank. That was the name of her play, Up Your Blank. Yeah. And she was, and Andy Warhol said, I'm really not going to invest. I'll give you a couple $100 to kind of work with, but I'm not really going. So she thought he was, she thought he was stealing her money, and it was a whole like a psycho freaking thing. She was part of a hooker. Anyway, she shot him, almost killed him. It ruined. It caused his death 20 years later. They say that all the organs that were messed up, no question, caused his death. I mean, she ruined all kinds of. Yeah, he did die 20 years later, but it was because of that.
But he died there. He stopped. I mean, they had to bring him back.
Oh, well, yeah. But again, it was 20 years till he finally succumbed. But again, she only got 3 years in prison. Because she got 3 years in prison. She was a psycho, and they found she died at the age of 52. They found her in the Tenderloin in San Francisco in a sleazy place covered by maggots. The woman who shot Andy Warhol.
There's a movie made about that, which is pretty good. And then years later, Lou Reed and John Kell wrote a whole album about Andy Warhol, and that one of the songs is about her.
Really?
And Lou Reed says in the song, if she was alive today, I'd kill her myself.
Yeah, she was a psycho. And he was just trying to help her or just be there, I think. I don't really know much about their relationship.
Well, it ended that fact where he had to open doors and everybody could come and go. Yeah. It ended all that. He got paranoid after that. Yeah.
438, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Just in, Jim Jordan, Republican Congressman, House Judiciary Committee Chairman of Ohio, says he's proposing a package of appropriations that would, quote, defund the lawfare activities of state and federal prosecutors leading politically sensitive investigations, especially Special Counsel Jack Smith, Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, and Fulton County District Attorney Uppity Schmuppity Fannie the Floozy Willis. That's right after Donald Trump was convicted on 34 counts. I think I might have said 32 earlier. Trump awaiting the Supreme Court. Jordan says the committee of weaponization of the federal government continues to conduct vigorous oversight of the Biden administration, and they're helping to implement reforms, including proposals to prohibit the funding of politically sensitive investigations, protect whistleblowers against retaliation, prevent taxpayer funds from being used to implement radical regulations, prohibit the funding of disastrous Biden immigration policies, and stop the funding of government censorship, among other things. And he's going on with the full committee. So, again, finally, Republicans are saying, gee, maybe we ought to do something about it, which is kind of nice. Oh, also, President Wash Your Daughter is now going to come out with a new proposal to limit the people asking for asylum when they come to the border. He's going to change the border policy. Wow, just in time for the election. I'll be darned. Yeah, we shall see. Let's do Flounder. Let's do that one more Rich McCormick bite. This is pretty cool. They were talking about Dr. Fauci, speaking of the administration, and Rich McCormick, the doctor, was testifying before the Select Committee on the coronavirus, China kill virus pandemic, and he's got a great way to label Dr. Fauci after all his bullschwab over the last several years.
Dr. Fauci, you've become Dr. Fear. Americans do not hate science. I don't hate science. The American people hate having their freedoms taken from them. You inspired and created fear through mask mandates, school closures, vaccine mandates that have destroyed the American people's trust in our public health institutions. This fear you created will continue to have ripple effects over generations to come. You have already seen its effects in education, in the economy, and everything else. Quite frankly, you said, if you disagree with me, you disagree with science. Dr. Fauci, I disagree with you because I disagree with fear.
By the way, Fauci denied everything. I don't have any secret back channel email thing. No, even though there's testimony of people saying, well, you can get to Anthony, get to Tony, you call him Tony, get to Tony by his secret email thing. I can give that to you so we can communicate and we don't have to tell anybody. Also, they were communicating on how to erase emails and no one would ever find. I mean, it's unbelievable. And he just kept denying everything.
He sent U.S. taxpayer dollars to China for them to do gain of function. He knew they were doing it. He denied knowing they did it, or he came up with some BS about this or that. And then when it came out of there, he looked everybody in the eye and said, it didn't come out of that lab. It came out of a bat soup 7 miles away.
Yeah. And, of course, the 6 feet business, remember the circles and all the stores?
Worthless.
That was nonsense. And they got him to admit, well, we were doing the best we could. And he said, what was the scientific evidence behind 6 feet staying away and using masks? We didn't have any evidence of anything. And again, the masks may have made it much worse when it held in the mucus and all the germs. Once you got into your mask, it stayed there thanks to your mask. I mean, and the children in the schools. I mean, God, what a time it was.
The censoring, if anybody questioned it.
That's right.
Yeah.
We mentioned, in fact, Rich McCormick will play it again later on today, but he mentioned that very thing. As you tried to, you criticized us and attacked us and tried to take away the science. Anyway, a couple of social media things that find me rather bizarre. Flounder, I'll bet you know about this. Do you know this, something called Mr. Beast? Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, my God. Pete Davis, do you know?
Maybe a little more context? That's Mr. Beast.
No, well, I'm amazed because, I didn't know it either. I've never heard of it. Pete Davis, do you know what? No, now, never mind. My last girlfriend.
No. Most people right now think it's a Zaxby's promotion, but no, he's a guy on YouTube.
Yeah, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast has now overtaken T-Series. Do you know what T-Series is? Have you ever heard of T-Series?
No idea.
Flounder, have you ever heard of T-Series? The letter T-Series?
No, I've not.
Mr. Beast has overtaken T-Series as the biggest YouTube channel in a long-running battle for the most subscribers. Check this out. T-Series is an Indian music label. It uploads trailers and music videos. It held the record for the largest YouTube channel for 5 years until it was toppled yesterday. And wait till you hear these numbers. Mr. Beast, who is a real guy named Jimmy Donaldson, was already the individual with the largest following, but the 26-year-old now has made history on YouTube with a seemingly unassailable 269 million subscribers. Dethroning T-Series, putting him head and shoulders above everything else. Mr. Beast made a name for himself with stunts, including giving away private islands, being buried alive, staging a real-life version of the Netflix hit Squid Game. Mr. Beast said he finally avenged YouTube star Felix Kleinberg, known as PewDiePie, in surpassing T-Series' 266 subscriber count. 266 million people who go to upload trailers and music videos. 266 million. Forbes magazine estimates this guy, Mr. Beast, about $500 million, ranks him on his list of 50 top creators. I mean, my God, almost 300 million people subscribe to his nonsense.
What are we doing? What are we doing wrong?
I don't know. I looked at when I came in, I showed Flounder the story. I said, why can't we do something? I said, we can do stuff. I mean, is there anything we can do? I mean, I'm not dumb. Wait, it's not the way I wanted it.
I'm smart.
Mikey, why did we have this conversation before? I mean, seriously, we ought to be able to do something. I mean, we ought to be able to draw a few thousand people to spend $1. Hell, I couldn't make the podcast work. What am I thinking? On YouTube with video. Bad enough trying to listen to me. I mean, really, 270 million freaking people. You got to be kidding me. That's bullcrap to having to just do stunts. Oh, God,
But that's what we'll do. We'll have you do stunts.
I'll do stunts. And see how you can hurt the Kimmer.
Like Super Dave.
Yeah, make me, and see how much something hurts on the pain meter. That's an 8, Bill. That's an 8. Wait, all right, I can't use my hand.
We'll bring in spiders to bite you.
On my face, crawling
How
on
much
my
pain?
eyes. An over-under on a time clock, like Beat the Clock with Alan Ludden or somebody. You know, over-under how many seconds before the spider eats his eyeball.
Scorpion.
God. It's 4:45 already with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Happy freaking Monday. Hope you can join. 404-741-1230 on the phone. Give us a big...
Atlanta radio legends collide on XTRA 106.3. The legend Neil Borts is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Borts joins the show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Get ready for unfiltered conversations on The Janelle King Show, where we tackle the topics that you won't hear at your family gatherings, but they're absolutely crucial for a strong republic. Don't miss us live every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on XTRA 106.3. But if you can't tune in, that's okay. You can catch new episodes every Tuesday on the Podcast Park or wherever you prefer to get your podcasts. Join us for these discussions, and I can't wait to meet you there.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
Thinking about remodeling your bath or kitchen? That requires some professional planning and design help. This is Jim Niarchos from the All Four Seasons Home Show, and our guest this weekend will be Antoinette Copeland from Construction Resources. Antoinette will be sharing her expertise, saving you from making costly mistakes that are so easy to do when we try and take these projects on ourselves. Antoinette Copeland from Construction Resources, right here on the All Four Seasons Home Show, bringing you the best businesses in Georgia.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
When I saw how high my property tax bill was, I was shocked. We couldn't afford this. But I discovered Ownwell. Ownwell reduced my property taxes and saved me over $1,000.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be appealed and they can be reduced. But instead of filing appeals yourself and very possibly losing your appeal, Ownwell does it all for you. And we give you the best chance to win and save big. Ownwell has reduced property taxes for hundreds of thousands of Americans and put money back in their pocket, and you can be one of them. And unlike other companies that take half of whatever you save, Ownwell charges just 25%. And that's only if you save.
Now I don't worry about my property taxes. Ownwell reduces it every year.
Sign up now free. Don't pay unless you save. Text SAVE to 64,000. Text SAVE to 64,000. Text SAVE to 64,000.
The Doors lighting up a fire there. Oh, there we go. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Change the notes here a little bit. You know, there are 7 notes. There's more than just 2 notes. So no, that's fine. Either way you do it, it's fine. Fire, and bring it up on. Oh, sorry. Oh, you almost went up there with a note there. 1967, The Doors, Light My Fire, released in America, went to number 1 2 months later. And then when it is 67, when the Doors were booked to appear on the Ed Sullivan Show, they were asked to change the line, "Girl, we couldn't get much higher." I just talked over it. Sorry, Flounder. They were told to change the line, "Girl, we couldn't get much higher." Maybe this is it. Yeah, I'll say that. The sponsors were very uncomfortable, the possible reference to doing drugs. The band, The Doors, agreed to change it. They did a rehearsal using the amended lyrics, but in the live performance, lead singer Jim Morrison sang the original lyric, after which they were informed they would never, ever again be on the Ed Sullivan Show. And I think they were like a year later or something.
They were.
Yeah, they were back again. It's a really big show, a really big shoe. And we never missed it. Every family in America watched Ed Sullivan on Sunday nights at 7 o'clock or whatever it was. And they had, oh my God, who was the dancing accordion player? Was that the one who had the accordion player, or was that the Disney thing?
I just remember the guy, Senior Wenceslas, with the...
Oh, with the fingers hand? No, see, that's for butter.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, I think, that was Lawrence Welk. I'm thinking the accordion player was Lawrence Welk. Sorry, not a really big shoe.
Same thing.
Same, almost a damn same thing there. Let's see, do I have a thing here? Let's do let's do this on a history list. In 1937, 6 months earlier on that day, he was the King of England and Northern Ireland, Edward VIII. But on this day in 1937, that American divorcee hottie, Wallace Warfield Simpson, she turned his head, baby. He gave up his throne for her. Gave him, the princess got everything with the throne and the princess. So I assume later that someone turned her head and then she got the royalty and then he was, I don't know. I don't know what the outcome might have been later on that with the princess, with everything, gave up with, the crown. 451, can repeat and flounder. Oh, by the way, this just in, they have picked the jury for the Hunter Biden case. They have the 12 and the 6 alternates. And this is pretty cool. There's a legal analyst, Carrie Urban, I guess her name is, at Fox, thought, and I thought the same thing. She just talked a few minutes ago saying that she can't believe that he didn't take a plea. Why wouldn't Hunter Biden go before the judge and said, Your Honor, I was drunk, I was high, I've changed my life around, I know I was wrong, God, please don't put me in prison, I'll do anything, I'll do da-da-da-da-da. Chance, I'll bet you the judge would not, if he had come forward, pleaded, admitted everything and said, man, I was really screwed up and I God knows I probably signed everything, it was wrong, and thank God nothing happened, and I throw myself in the mercy of the court. I can't imagine that he could be sent to prison for 25 years. On all counts, if he's guilty on all counts. I can't imagine that the judge would do anything of the sort. I'll bet you if he had done a plea, he would have gotten probation, maybe a 1-year sentence, and then, what do they call it, where it's not postponed, but... not
suspended?
No. Yeah, suspended sentence. A 1-year sentence, suspended, and get on probation. And now, because he's fighting it, if he's found guilty, she's got to send him to prison because he fought it. He should have made a deal. Anyway, this girl, Carrie Urban, said it would have been in his best interest to plead out to his given as a pretty open and shut case. He was a drug user. We know this from his book. There's, of course, stuff on the laptop as well. And here's another significance here. I like the way she pointed this out, too. Excuse me. Carrie Urban also noted the significance of First Lady Jill Biden, the doctor, attending the first day of the trial. Quote, I'll tell you what surprises me the most. It's not the fact that he decided not to do a guilty plea. It's the fact that Jill Biden is sitting there during jury selection, and that's remarkable. Think about if you're a juror sitting there, you're looking at Hunter Biden, thinking about the ramifications of the case, and then there's the First Lady sitting there in the front row watching you as you do it. That's definitely a message from the White House. That's what they do.
Got breaking news here.
Yes, sir.
The Georgia Court of Appeals has officially docketed the Fani Willis disqualification case and set oral arguments for October 5th.
October?
The case is dead with no trial before the election because the court will likely postpone all other proceedings.
No kidding. October? I love this. This is backfiring. Oh, beautiful. And even who's the guy, the liberal guy on TV who's turned says all the good Joe? He's on HBO Real Time with Bill Maher. Bill Maher is quoted saying, "Biden's going to blanking lose." A big headline: "Biden's going to blanking lose." I mean, oh man, what a season this is! What an incredible time of political life this is. Good grief. 4:55, by the way, almost 4:55. And there's a woman in Los Angeles who's getting she's a psychologist and getting a lot of flashback firestorm even because of what she says she will not do when she goes shopping with her kids at the supermarket. I'm not returning my shopping cart, and you can judge me all you want. I'm not getting my groceries into the car, getting my children into the car, leaving them in the car to go return the cart. So if you're going to give me a dirty look, blank off. Ooh, she used the F word. The mother of a 2-year-old son and 7-year-old daughter, she said 6 million people have freaked out over me in one day not returning my shopping cart because the kids are in the car. I want to give you some stats. 265 children last year were abducted in parking lots in America. Most were sexually assaulted. As a single mom returning your shopping cart, a prime for a predator to watch and grab your kids. She also says, people say, turn your car on, leave the air on for the kids, and then go return the shopping cart. She said, well, in Los Angeles, there's at least a 12-minute walk. You could go to jail. If you leave your car running and you're not in it, you go to, it's against the law. Anyway, she says, with my kids in the car, I'm not returning the cart.
Yeah.
And I kind of have a hard time.
I agree with her, but there's no excuse for any guy to sit there and leave it out there and not even take it to the little rack and put it in the rack.
Yeah. Whenever I see someone, especially a woman, I never do it with a guy. If I see a woman who's unloaded her car and she's got the cart, I'll take it and I'll go into the store. I'll take it for you and just go into the store with it. It's just, so she doesn't have to worry about it.
I always take one in when I go in.
Yeah.
It doesn't take any effort to do that.
What the hell? 356, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Also, and by the way, she's a psychologist, and she says it's just too dangerous if you have kids in the car. Oh, God, first, Flounder, Nucky's Hoagies. Flounder's funny here.
The other day, I was in a gas station, and I picked up a couple items, came to like $5.65. I gave the guy behind the counter a $10 bill. I'm standing there waiting for $4.35 change. He starts to give me change for $100. All of a sudden, I got a decision to make. Instantly, Evil Drew and Good Drew popped up on my shoulders. They're going to help me with the decision. Evil Drew said, take the change and snatch the register. And I'm like, this guy's crazy. Get out of here. And Good Drew was like, don't be a fool. Just take the change.
He faked me out on that one. Very funny. 357, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-12. That's Drew. I can't remember his last name. Drew somebody. Or
Drew Thomas.
Thomas, yeah. He's a very funny guy.
Have you seen the video where it's a black guy, two comedians, black guy and a white guy. And the white guy says to the black guy, he said, I watched a black guy walk into a tanning salon the other day. That's crazy, isn't it? And the black guy goes, yeah, it is. And the white guy goes, yeah, how are you going to steal a tanning bed?
I was thinking of this guy, Drew, just this morning. I don't know why this popped into my head, but I was thinking to myself, I'm in case I'm, shopping for a girlfriend one of these weekends or something, I'm going to use his line when the next girl I go up to try to make laugh. Because the thing that won for me whenever I picked up a girl was that I made her laugh. I made her, and so I go up to a girl and just say, so how long you been a woman? I remember he did his bit last week. When you're in the South, you have to ask him now, how long you been? When you're in Atlanta, he said, now you have to ask him, so how long you been a woman? I don't think that would work any more than anything else did. Coming up, by the way, the Kimmer method of, let's do it now, of dealing with the radical climate activist. Have you heard about the latest one? In Paris, at a museum, a painting by Claude Monet. He's rather a big deal. A radical climate protester chick, part of the French environmental activist group Riposte au Métaux Terre. I might have added a syllable. Targeted a Monet painting from 1973, Le Coco Le Coeur, covering it with a large red sticker, and then she glued her hand to the wall. The sticker was some apocalyptic futurist vision of something with no food or something is with the field to look like with ravaged by flames and drought if action isn't taken against climate change or something. So she glued her hand to the wall, and honest to God, they should have had a guy coming out with a machete and said, okay, I can cut it at the wrist, or do you want to go right to the elbow because it's easier to put on an artificial limb at the elbow? See what she said as he's, ready with a freaking machete. You know,
they need to show up with a video camera and show them being beaten
That's
to
right.
a pulp.
Yeah, ripping
every one of them.
ripping your hand off when it takes the skin off with it, and then see and then put that on social media. Coming up 5 o'clock already. Holy smokes! Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, look out.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
A jury is seated on Lisa Brady, Fox News, at Hunter Biden's federal gun trial in Delaware. They have just finished picking 12 jurors and 4 alternates after a day-long process.
Hunter Biden and his wife, Melissa Cohen Biden, walking in the federal courthouse this morning. He's been in the courtroom all day. He's charged with lying, 3 felony counts of lying on a federal gun form in 2018 when claiming he was not a drug user. The judge asked jurors' opinions about drug use and gun rights. Hunter's attorney, Abby Lowell, expected to argue that Hunter was not the person who checked no on that drug form. Instead, it may have been someone else discussing a potential chain of custody issue.
Fox's David Spond at the courthouse in Wilmington. Also in the courtroom today, Hunter Biden's sister and First Lady Jill Biden on her 73rd birthday. President Biden releasing a statement earlier about boundless love for his son, also calling his strength and recovery inspiring. Opening statements are set for tomorrow morning. President Biden holds a campaign event in Connecticut tonight, his first since former President Trump was convicted of falsifying business records last week in New York.
There are no cameras allowed inside the fundraising reception, but reporters will be in the room to gauge just how far the president will go hitting Trump for being a convicted felon, which his campaign wants him to lean into. But other Democrats like Congressman Dean Phillips say that Trump benefits from that kind of messaging. He even suggested that New York Governor Kathy Hochul should pardon the former president so that he cannot portray himself as a victim.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. Lawyers for the former president say they will appeal the conviction on several grounds, including rulings by the judge on which witness testimony to allow. The Biden administration again urging Hamas to accept a new ceasefire framework with Israel. And President Biden in a phone call today urging Qatar's leader to help secure Hamas acceptance. America is listening to Fox News.
Madame Giselle senses a change in your future.
Is it a promotion?
I see a door opening.
Ooh, to a corner office?
There's a creature. Beady eyes, lots of hair.
Is it my boss, Dave?
No, raccoons everywhere. Your RV door is open, and they're chewing everything.
Not a problem. I'm covered by Progressive. Do you see a bigger paycheck?
Customize your coverage with Progressive's pest damage protection and be prepared for the unexpected. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pest damage protection available for RVs less than 6 years old. $250 deductible applies to any claim.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you still on the fence about owning gold? It's time to pull the trigger with the Oxford Gold Group and buy gold and silver. Nobody can predict the future, but we can't put our head in the sand either. The Oxford Gold Group are the pros. They make owning gold and silver simple and easy to understand. Call Oxford Gold Group right now and you may qualify for up to $10,000 in free precious metals. Call 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD.
Look out! It's only me, it's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder. 503 on 106.3. Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Oh, we got a whole bunch of newsy stuff going on here. I never finished my my story on that I went to Cracker Barrel to check. Did I even tell you I was going to talk? I had like two. I did the story about the cigarette lighters. Where now I went to Kroger. A homeless bum asked me to buy him some cigarette lighters, so that's why I was buying lighters at Kroger with my stuff for the guy, and they made me show an ID. The girl at the register, honest to God, I thought I misunderstood her. I said, I'm sorry, I'm hard of hearing. I swear, honest to God. I mean, I'm there, and I said, I didn't understand. I said, I'm hard of hearing. And she said, I need to see your ID. And I said, my ID? I said, yeah, well, for the lighters. For the lighters? What if I'm just using them to light a bomb? What if I just want to set my house on fire? I'm not going to smoke a cigarette. I mean, if after that, because they assume, why would you have to have an ID to buy a lighter?
Smoking.
Well, again, but so they're assuming that if you buy a lighter, therefore you're smoking a cigarette, which has to prove you're old enough to smoke a cigarette. Well, what kind of nervy ball is that? Well, that's crap.
I know, it's a state. It had no reason doing it. It's none of their business. What you doing with the damn lighter?
Maybe I wanted just to burn the threads off my clothes. In fact, my mother taught me that trick when I was like 9. If you have a stick and thread, you take a lighter to it and burn it off, and it's gone. You don't have to pull it, then everything bad happens.
Same thing with eyebrows.
Exactly, the same thing. I did it with my nose hairs, right up in the nose. Well, okay.
By the way,
I might have exaggerated.
The Babylon Bee says to grow the customer base, Cracker Barrel is rebranding. They're now Hispanic, Black, and Cracker Barrel.
In fact, I had a couple of others I was saving on the Donald Trump case. Donald Trump sentenced to 4 years of confinement in a small oval room in Washington, D.C. Welp, 250 years wasn't a bad run after all, says George Washington, looking down from heaven. Let's see. Democrats celebrate Trump being convicted of whatever it was he did. And by the way, Donald Trump reminds the media he prefers the term justice-impacted individual, just for now and for the record. Just for... Dingo, news.
All right, so Marjorie Taylor Greene was just questioned about what her thoughts are on today's hearing with Fauci, and she kind of went off here.
Excellent.
We have Jamie Raskin in there accusing us of worshiping Trump, worshiping as a convicted felon. She is a convicted Well, yeah, so is George Floyd. And everybody, and you all too, the media worship George Floyd. Democrats worship George Floyd. There were riots burning down the country over George Floyd, and Raskin is in there saying we worship him. Excuse me, let me correct you, and this is really important. I don't worship, I worship God. And Jesus is my savior. I don't worship President Trump, and I'm really sick and tired of the bullshit annex I have to deal with constantly from the Democrats. So that's what we just went through in there. And then they're sitting there, they can attack my character all day long. Oh no, it's nonstop BS and annex. You want to know why? The Democrats don't have anything. They're responsible for the lockdowns, forced vaccinations, kids being forced to stay home, people committing suicide, and all the horrors that this country lived through during COVID. Fauci belongs in prison. He should be tried for mass murder, and he should be tried for crimes against humanity. That's how I feel after that hearing. That's how the American people feel.
Oh my God, my nipples are hard as a rock right now.
I know.
Oh my God, I want to marry you. I want to marry you and be with you right now. I'm driving up there tonight. I'm going to drive to Washington, D.C. tonight and take her in her office right now.
I could cut glass right now.
Oh my God, I'm pointing out like freaking stone, like diamonds, baby. Holy
As
crap.
if attached by strings to Trojan rhinos.
Put a next on that and put it in a place where you'll never lose it. That, oh my God. I mean, she nailed everything. She talked about the political atmosphere. She talked about their goals. She talked about what happened in the past. She wrapped up the last history of the last 6 or 7 years and what they're after, what they're going to do, and what. Oh my God, what a great minute and a half or whatever that was of a comment. We should play it every day in case people forget. Holy cow! She didn't sound nuts. Didn't sound crazy right there, did she? Didn't sound like a psychopath to me. And she said, I'm sick and tired of this stuff, Honest to God, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. It sounds like the guy, like Flounder in Animal House.
The best point she made is how they say they worship Trump.
Yeah.
In saying he's a felon, but they did it with George Floyd in the Summer of Love. Everything they did over him.
Man,
a guy who pointed a gun to a pregnant woman.
In her belly, yeah. That is the perfect analogy. And when she was saying worship a convicted felon, I didn't think of that. And when she said, what about George Floyd? I went, oh my God, what a perfect analogy. I can't tell you how impressed I am with that comment. Holy smokes. And they call her a firebrand and a rabble rouser and half nuts and believes in UFO things and whatever, some Jewish space force or lasers or she's so fine. I don't. They're calling her everything but a ham sandwich. I mean, I'll tell you what. We're going to play that again. We're going to do Holy Crap of Sports.
We'll play it at the bottom of the hour.
Play at the bottom of the hour, and then we're going to play it tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. No, but it's a minute and a half long. It's a different part of the day. We're going to play it once a day. Honestly, we're going to play it once a day. And tell your friends. We played at different times, and you'll never know. So you won't get bored. It's a minute and 20 seconds or something. We're good.
I'm not arguing with you.
I know. Well, you're kind of arguing with me. I know you
sold me.
I know. I sold you. 510. Oh, wow. This is cool. And by the way, you're going to hear from Rich McCormick later about that same hearing as well, too. Incidentally, I don't know whether you've heard the latest reason now where the Department of Justice and all their Trump haters now have a special reason why they do not want to release the audio recording of President Daughter Washer when he bumbled through that blundering interview with a special counsel who described him as an 81-year-old old man who was easily confused with a bad memory, and he would be so sympathetic that a jury would never convict him of anything. But he's certainly strong enough to be president. He could lead the free world, is fine, but he's too much of a bumbling old fool with no memory to go on trial for breaking the federal laws where he had all those documents in his freaking garage, and Donald Trump got impeached for stuff. Anyway, the audio recording, here's what the Department of Justice now says. They're fighting the action to keep the tape secret after the president described with an elderly guy with a poor memory. I forgot when his son Bo died. He didn't know when he was elected. He forgot he wasn't vice president when he was. He can't remember. He said, I don't remember, and I have no GD idea more than 100 times while he was cracking jokes and making noises like cars taking off. He was doing like noises. Here's what the DOJ says. If the audio recording is released, it is easy to foresee that it could be improperly altered and that the altered file could be passed off as an authentic recording and widely distributed. Oh, no. They don't need that to do it. They can do it right now. AI can take anything he has said, any speech he's made, and say anything they want. What a bunch of crap.
So they set a precedent that the government doesn't have to release anything because they're going to be messed with.
Right, exactly. No more. All these files are now secret because they could be messed with AI. They don't want you to hear him. He sounds like a bumbling old man, and he was literally making car noises and going vroom vroom. Oh, you mean my vet? Yeah, boy, I love the car. Vroom vroom. I love to take off and everything. Oh, it's got so much torque. Vroom vroom. He's doing Corvette noises. Hey, there was one right there. Oh my God! I mean, it's outrageous. Oh, and one more thing. I wanted a story I just can't believe before we get to Holy Crap at Sports, which is important. In Colorado, William Jacobs, 22, accused of shaking a baby of his girlfriend to death when he was found unresponsive in a hotel room near Colorado Springs. This was last year. He was the last person to care for the baby after the mother and his girlfriend, a 21-year-old girl, left the two alone to go to work. A coroner said the baby died of blunt force trauma to the head. The man was arrested, first-degree murder, and then the charges were dropped. Here's why they were dropped. The judicial district attorney, a girl named Linda Stanley, made an interview where she told a news outlet, quote, I'm going to be very blunt here. Mr. Jacobs, had zero investment in that child. Zero. He was watching that baby so he could get laid. That's it. And have a place to sleep. I'm sorry to be that blunt, but honest to God, that's what's going on. She said he has an awful past, including fondling his mom. It's not good. It's kind of weird. What kind of guy fondles their mom, right? He'd been previously charged with a sex crime, spent time in juvie, had a violent past, the conduct right to do. Oh, so the judge said, you did this in an interview? The public heard all this from the well, charges dropped. So a man, 22-year-old man, who killed the baby is free to go because of the girl prosecutor doing an interview for the press. Wow. Anyway, it's Colorado. 5:13. We're going to have fun now. Coming up, the Caitlin story with a Kevin Pete Flounder. Holy Crap at Sports, my friend. 106.3. Click on it.
Well,
I'm not interested in politics. I've heard that phrase so many times. I understand. I completely understand. Look at the cretins we have in politics right now. But that's a dangerous attitude. Not interested in politics?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
On this episode of The Real Houses of Atlanta.
Whoa, Bobby, what's going on?
Well, now that I'm the HOA president, I'm going to start cracking down on the neighborhood.
With a sledgehammer?
Well, look, this place is looking rough, and nobody's moving right now either. So I'm telling the neighbors it's time to fix up the homes they have.
And what do you suggest?
Well, I'm telling everybody on the block about XTRAtions. They're right here, and they can get your house the facelift it needs. We're talking new siding, roofing, windows, doors, decks, even porches, patios, and porticos. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to start with Jim next door. Hey, Jimmy, you got a window out. Check the bylaws.
Hi, this is Candace with XTRAtions, and have I got a tip for you. Avoid an HOA headache and let us give your home the facelift it needs. We'll introduce you to our XOVision, our very own architectural design that allows you to envision your home's transformation before you even start the project. Ready for your on-time, on-budget, and stress-free renovation? Visit xovations.com and book your consultation today.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Special Olympics Georgia is teaming up with Dunkin' Donuts for Cops on Donut Shops Friday, June 7th from 6 to 10 a.m. Join us for the torch run, then have some treats with our heroes on the streets. Together, we'll help raise money and awareness for Special Olympics Georgia athletes. Drive through and donate at participating Dunkin' Donuts today or at SpecialOlympicsGA.org.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
All right, I got it now. 5 o'clock hour is sponsored by our friends at Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. 5:17. Hey, guess what? It's Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis.
Braves took 2 out of 3 from the A's over the weekend to start June off on the right foot. A 3-1 victory yesterday behind 6 shutout innings by Charlie Morton, and this ring double in the bottom of the 7th from Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy looking to give the Braves the lead against his former team. And Murphy pops one up, shallow right, going out. Geloff and Davis coming in now. Brown, and this is going to be dropped. It falls in fair, and a run will score. 3 A's were there, and they all failed the test.
Ben Ingram on 680 The Fan there. That was like the second time in the game the Braves had done that. It was amazing on the line.
It's about time you get a break once in a while. You know, that's baseball. Absolutely.
Dylan Lee got the win despite blowing the lead. Raciel Iglesias, his 15th save. They have the day off today in Boston. May I suggest dinner tonight at Oh Ya? The Grand Omakase menu incorporates a breathtaking assortment of artfully composed plates prepared by James Beard award-winning chef Tim Cushman. Sommelier Nancy Cushman pairs each dish with selections from a world-class sake list.
Or you can go to Boston Seafood and just get a whole bunch of clams, I suppose.
Get the lobster bisque.
Yeah, there you go. Get the
this
seafood.
Is what I get.
Get the platter. Get the seafood platter. You can't go wrong. So.
Yeah. Max Fried against righty Cutter Crawford for the Red Sox tomorrow night up in Fenway Park. Chris Sale finished May with a 5-0 record, a 0.56 earned run average, and a 45-2 strikeout to walk ratio in 2 innings, 5 starts. Good enough to be named the National League Pitcher of the Month.
I guess. Holy
And speaking
moly.
of Chris, he then got rocked on Saturday on the first day of June by the A's. But one person didn't like that the Athletics play-by-play man or woman did the game. She's Jenny Kavner. She's the first woman to get this full time. Tell me what you think, and try not to think this is Bart Simpson.
Brent Rooker towards left field. Brent Rooker's going to line it up. Another long bomb for Brent Rooker with a dozen this season.
Oh, my God.
He saw all the fun that everyone else was having and said, give me a piece of the action.
Oh, my God. Why, no, that's not real. You're making that up.
No, that's Kavner on the A's network. That's her.
God.
Now, that's fine for an inning or two, but 9 innings straight to that affected way of speech would be enough to blow my brains out. I'm telling you. Sober tweeted, I saw a guy getting blown up by an ISIS rocket, and this is worse. I got nothing against women in the booth. Although I've yet to find one who does baseball that I like. I'm telling you, I've yet to find one.
I can't
Now,
listen.
Beth Mowens on ESPN, I've always loved her doing college football. A lot of people don't like her, but I like how she does college football. She does the yard line and stuff like that. So they can do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I've yet to find one. Like that Susan Waldman up with the Yankees. You can't listen to that crap. But anyway, Padres infielder Tucupita Marcano is facing potential lifetime ban for betting on baseball. He supposedly wagered on games involving the Pirates when he was with them last season.
What kind of an idiot would even? You could. Your bookie could turn you in if you were late with a. I mean, it's just stupid.
It's stupid. Beyond
God.
stupid. They monitor it now, too.
Bet on something else. I mean, are you allowed to gamble on anything? I guess.
Anything. Except baseball, I think.
Baseball.
I don't know.
Good Lord.
Cowboys Hall of Fame offensive lineman Larry Allen died suddenly Sunday while on vacation with his family in Mexico, just 52.
Yeah.
Played 12 seasons for the Cowboys, inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2013. A second-round pick out of Sonoma State back in 94. Won a Super Bowl in Dallas in 95, then spent the final 2 years with the 49ers. Allen grew up in Compton, California.
Well, that's a tough place to live, man.
I got lost there one night. That's
nothing
not a
but
good
gang
place.
territory. You do not want to go to Compton.
He was once stabbed 12 times while protecting one of his brothers. 12 times and lived. He was the all-decade team for the 2000s. His feats of strength in the weight room legendary, once bench pressing 700 pounds.
Oh, that can't be true. Holy smokes.
They say it's true. Meanwhile, Hall of Fame basketball center Alonzo Mourning underwent surgery to remove his prostate. He had stage 3 cancer. Did not spread, so they say it's left him cancer-free. The 7-time All-Star, NBA champ, and Olympic gold medalist said it was a routine cancer screening, was pretty much called it. 1 in 44 men die in the U.S. every year because of this. 1 in 44. He's 54, says you should start doing it around 45 or 50. And he says you got to get the PSA blood test, and says there's over 3 million men living right now in the U.S. who don't know they have it.
Well, and who are we talking about here? In case you didn't hear,
Alonzo Mourning.
Alonzo Mourning, famous from was he Texas? Where did he go to? Trying to figure
I think he was Georgetown or Miami.
Oh, not Georgetown.
No, he played in Miami. He's from Georgetown.
Yeah, I think it was Georgetown. Yeah. They say, and again, I had prostate cancer. My father got prostate cancer when he was 86. And they say if every man lived to be over 100, every man would get prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Now, for the record, many prostate cancers go undetected. If they also say coroners will have testified or shown in research that an unbelievably large number of men who had autopsies done showed that they had prostate cancer and never knew it. A lot of prostate cancers don't have any bad symptoms for it until way later when it's too late. Anyway, I'm just telling you the story of prostate cancer. Sorry.
That's an amusing anecdote. We'll never get that 1 minute of sports back.
I'm so sorry.
Absolutely. I'm kidding.
I'm trying to help men.
It's a message that needs to be out there.
And by the way, I had the digital experiment. The examination with me is what the doctor said. I feel something wrong, and that's what led to me having. And he found out, and thank God, saved my life. I did it early enough.
Why do you order it twice?
No. and again, the PSA thing is only one part, but if you have the Gleason test and it shows like mine was a very fast-acting cancer, so you can't mess around with it, that's what you need to find out. If it's just no big deal, or anyway, I'm sorry. You take all the time you want.
2 minutes.
No, I'm so sorry.
It seems Atlanta United fires a head coach every other year, but this guy actually lasted 4 seasons. Gonzalo Pineda let go today, along with 2 of his assistants. Rob Valentino promoted to interim head coach, which he's familiar with. He's done it before. Pineda's last match was Sunday's 3-2 loss to Charlotte at the Benz. It was the team's 5th straight loss at home. He finished overall with a record of 34, 34, and 29 ties. Almost as many ties as losses and wins. That's just insane. Yeah. No trophies, but AU is still alive in the U.S. Open Cup this season. Amazing, they're still alive. On a positive note, though, Atlanta United did a classy thing during their match, and Nathan the Fuzz McQuarrie pointed this out to us.
Yeah, I saw
they had a giant pic of Miller Pope on the screen and paid tribute to our friend and former colleague who passed away suddenly over a week ago. Miller engineered for United, as well as every other pro and college team that mattered in Atlanta, the godfather of board ops, and that was a classy thing that they and some of the other teams have done.
Yeah.
By the way, in the last week or so. Mm-hmm. Germany's soccer coach, Julian Nagelsmann, says he's shocked I say, that a broadcaster asked participants in a survey if they would prefer more white players on the national soccer team. He called German state broadcaster Ard absolutely racist, and it was madness for a broadcaster to ask such a question. They surveyed 1,300 random Germans. How many do you think wanted more Caucasians on the German national team?
1,294, 1,295 out of 1,300.
Give me a percentage.
97.2.
Amazingly, only 21% said they would prefer more white players on the team.
Because they were afraid. What are they going to say?
They probably went to a Turkish enclave and must have asked people because they didn't ask Germans.
Well, it must be because if they wanted to win, that means they just wanted some foreign players who were better than the white guys to be on their team to win.
They also said that all other players of different colors should wear special decals on their shirts so you can recognize them in public. Georgia defeated Georgia Tech. I took a while. Went around the room before you got that one. I like that.
Little yellow triangles on their shirt. Yeah, little yellow.
Sure, we can laugh now.
Oh, yeah,
No. Georgia defeated Tech 8-6 in the final of the Athens Regional. Assures the Bulldogs a spot in the Super Regionals next week. They're super. Avoids that winner-take-all game that would have been played today. Georgia has won a regional for the first time since 2008. They're 2 wins away from clinching a spot in Omaha for the World Series. Birmingham Southern's magical run to the College World Series of Division III came to an end. They blew a 10-5 lead and lost on a walk-off homer to Wisconsin Whitewater yesterday, 11-10. The college itself closed its doors last Friday after 160 years due to financial collapse, but the team soldiered on. Head coach Jay Weisberg got emotional in the post-game news conference, describing what the team and school meant to him and the players. What a beautiful place it was, he said, before breaking down in tears.
Wow.
After the loss, the team turned down a 2-hour plane flight home so they could ride the bus one last time together, a 12-hour bus ride they'll remember the rest of their lives.
Wow, and is it from where to where now?
Cool.
Who against who?
I think it was in somewhere around Wisconsin, and they took it back down to Birmingham or somewhere up there, north of Ohio somewhere. There's a feud between steroid freaks Alex Rodriguez and Jose Canseco, but just someone needs to tell A-Rod. For years now, Jose has been tweeting insults to Alex with no response. Canseco once tweeting, "Watching World of Dance, and I'm watching J-Lo text Alex. Little does she know that he is cheating on her with my ex-wife, Jessica. Oh. Poor girl has no idea who he really is."
Oh, my God.
All right. She must have found out. She broke up with him. Over the weekend, Jose tweeted, "Happy Saturday to everyone except one guy." He then followed that up with a tweet with this nugget of joy. "Happy Pride Month to Alex Rodriguez."
What is his problem? Holy smokes.
Well, he was messing with his wife, he thinks.
Oh,
or ex-wife.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that that's... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. God. Frank chicks, man.
Back in May, the Tri-City Chili Peppers, which is a Summer League baseball team in the Coastal Plain League, announced they're going to be playing a game of cosmic baseball. Have you seen this yet?
I have a note here to talk with you. I have a note here to talk with you about the black lights at the cosmic baseball of the Chili Peppers, and I saw the video of the damnedest thing I ever saw. Tell the little people, this is hysterical. Hope they bring it here. They got to do it here.
The unis, the baseballs, the unis, the equipment, almost everything is glow in the dark. Saturday night, they played the Greenbrier Knights up in Virginia. Widely considered the first major sporting event to be played under black lights. You got to go duck, go it and watch the game.
Yeah.
It's like glow-in-the-dark bowl, except playing outdoors under the moon and stars as well. When he hits that ball in center field, it's the most amazing sight. And the guy runs it down.
Yeah.
He can see it. He can judge it. Basically, it's Ziggy Stardust with a baseball bat. It's what Aaron Rodgers sees when he's shoving shrooms down his pie hole in that desert sweat lodge. It is baseball on LSD.
And by the way, it's not just that they turn off the stadium lights. They add black light, and you can see the difference. They turn off the lights, and it looks like it's dark. And then they turn on the black lights, and you can't see 3 inches in front of your face. So, I mean, oh my God, it was hysterical. And of course, the uniforms are all glowing pink and green, and all little babies in the stands are going screaming and hollering, laughing and giggling. It's hysterical. Great. It's like, have you ever played night golf? We had fluorescent golf balls, and you play golf at night when the pitch black, and you can't take a cart. You have to walk because you'll go in a ditch somewhere.
Do you know why he was kicked out of college?
Who was kicked out of college?
What? Night golf. He was putting. Night putting.
Oh, night putting with the daughter of the dean.
Here we go.
That's my fault.
No, it's fine.
No problem. You can add former NBA enforcer Matt Barnes to the list of players wanting to know why Caitlin Clark is catching so much crap. Said throughout the season she's been getting beat up. Hard screen, elbows, knocked down. It's what it is. She's not the first. She won't be the last. My issue is, and my question is, where the blank are her teammates at? Where are y'all at? Where are the rest of the fever at? Teammates stood by as Trinity Carter hip-checked Clark down. Her teammate Angel Reese celebrated Carter's cheap shot. Now, Reese was a bully at LSU. Carter has allegedly been kicked off 2 teams, including the Atlanta Dream, for threatening teammates.
Yeah.
Her own teammates.
Yeah.
She was threatening. Yeah. Seems Reese gets her attitude from her mother, though. Mama Reese says all you Caitlin Clark fans are nothing but a bunch of white racists. We're talking generational stupidity here. God. And at this point, nobody can argue that this is a racial and or lesbian jealousy thing. This is exactly what even Stephen A. Smith said today. This is just pure jealousy from the black players.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be only black women playing in the WNBA. You ought to be celebrating because, the high tide lifts all boats. Isn't that still true?
Oh, women are different than us men. They're not bigots or racist. They're inclusive.
Oh, my God. What happened to me, too? 5:31, Kara Pete and Flounder, and so much more.
What happened to you, too, myself.
Me, too. Look out. Here we go.
Atlanta radio legends collide on XTRA 106.3. The legend Neil Borts is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Borts joins the show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
When you're leaving the house, do you plead with your garage door? Please open, please open. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Let us take that anxiety away with one quick call. Our highly trained technicians will get to the bottom of your garage door issues. It could be a simple repair, a malfunctioning opener, or maybe just needs a tune-up. But if it's time for your garage door to be replaced, we'll make that easy too with upfront pricing and free estimates. When trust matters, trust us. All, the number 4, Seasons Garages.com.
Looking for bold discussions on vital issues? Tune in to The Janelle King Show every Saturday at 3 p.m. with an encore episode every Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on XTRA 106.3, where we dive into kitchen table topics that are essential for a strong republic. Don't miss an episode, but if you do, it's all good because we have new podcasts that drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't miss out on these thought-provoking conversations.
Summer has arrived and the month of June is jam-packed with great baseball and fun at Truist Park. The Atlanta Braves have two amazing matchups coming up, including the Tampa Bay Rays June 14th through the 16th, followed by the Detroit Tigers June 17th through the 19th. On Friday, June 14th, the Braves will honor Flag Day and the U.S. Army's birthday with a special theme night and pregame ceremony. And after the game, the sky above Truist Park lights up with the #1 rated fireworks show in the Southeast.
Swung on and rocked down the left field line. Rolling down the line all the way to the wall. Braves will take the lead. 2-1 Atlanta here in the fourth.
The fun continues through the weekend with live entertainment before the game in the Battery Atlanta Plaza on Saturday. Plus, there's a kids softball bow giveaway on Sunday the 16th and the belt bag giveaway presented by Truist on the 17th. Visit Braves.com/promos to find all of the details and to purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
I know, and Tim repeating Wanda and Ringo. I don't know. Ringo Starr, 1964, did a photo session. He got ill, suffering from tonsillitis and laryngitis days before a world tour was supposed to start. This day in 1964, after a last-minute phone call from George Martin, a session drummer named Jimmy Nicol rushed over to the EMI studios, where he and the Beatles ran through 6 songs from their tour repertoire in a quick rehearsal, and Nicol replaced Ringo and became a Beatle for 11 days. But was Ringo ever supposed to be a singer with the Beatles? Did they ever have anything? Was he known as a singer? Was he? Because they made a big deal about, would you mind if I sang a song? Whatever that's with Ringo. Would you mind if I sang the song? You know, and I didn't know whether
if he
was
sang
ever really,
much.
Yeah.
With the other groups he was with before, but he definitely wanted to sing at least one song, an album with them.
I just didn't know much about whether he was actually known as a singer or just he was a drummer who could do a, la-da-da, la-da-da, yeah, or something kind of deal.
That was it.
I mean, bro, sure, if you could play the drums and go, yeah, I mean, if that's all you needed to do, you're in. So, but I didn't know whether that was his thing. I'm trying to learn. And some sports things here. We got, by the way, coming up, you're going to hear Marjorie Taylor Greene again, and I think we're going to play another one of the things with the Fauci's lying about everything. He says, "Oh no, I didn't cover up anything. I didn't pretend there was no lab leak." I mean, he just denied everything. It was unbelievable. Our birthday list from Pete Sports thing includes Rafael Nadal, 38, tennis superstar, beat Roger Federer 10 of the 14 times they've played. Their final at Wimbledon in 2008, Rafael Nadal won. It's considered one of the best matches of all time against Federer, and Nadal is 38 years old. Also, Hale Irwin. I think he's from Georgia. Isn't he from Georgia? 79 years old, former U.S. Open champ twice, 2 years in a row, I think. Not from Georgia?
I don't know why. Hale Irwin is from, I don't know why I think he's from
Georgia. Well, you look that up in this day.
I don't remember where he's from. No, he's not from Georgia. He's from somewhere else.
Okay. 2003, Sammy Sosa broke his bat when he grounded out against the Tampa Bay Devil worshippers, and chunks of cork went flying everywhere on this day in 2003. He later denied ever doing anything wrong. He claims it was a batting practice bat that he grabbed by mistake, and he used cork bats for batting practice to show off to the fans. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Joplin, Missouri is where he is from.
I beg your pardon. And on this day in history, in 1932, Lou Gehrig set a major league record when he hit 4 consecutive home runs. 1932. 1851. Boy, this goes back. 1851, the New York Knickerbockers became the first baseball team to wear underpants. No, to wear uniforms. That's an incredible story. Sorry.
Oh, by the way,
yes.
Gehrig came within inches of hitting 5 that day.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah. And poor Tony Lazzeri hit for the natural cycle, single, double, triple home run. Nobody remembers that because what Gehrig did. And the legendary John McGraw retired the same day. So nobody remembers poor
Oh, my
Tony.
God. Talking about a legend indeed. 539, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. Hunter's jury has been decided. They have the 12 plus the 6 alternates. And the question is whether Halle Berry, she ought to be required to testify. She was the one, again, when his brother died, Hunter started having sex with a widow and broke up his family and then left her and then broke up with her. Anyway, so he was banging his dead brother's widow, and then she caught him with a gun, and he was so high and so dangerous because he was a drug addict that she threw it in a garbage can near a school. The Secret Service went to get it, tried to hide it, cover it up, and protect him and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, beside the point. But here's the deal. Halle Berry is going to be able to testify. Halle Biden, is going to be able to testify that he was a drug addict and he was so dangerous as a drug addict that she took away his gun. And that was only a few days after he had bought it, which means he was a drug addict when he bought it. Boom, bam, pow. You sign the document, you're a liar. We got you the thing, 25 years in prison. There you go. Wow. We forgot, though. Remember last week, President Joe Washer-daughter paid a visit to Halle at her house, didn't allow the press in, and he said it was to commemorate the passing of her husband, I think it was. No, he said, if you say anything bad about my son Hunter, I'm going to kill you. He threatened to murder her in front of everybody and put her head on a spit if she said anything negative about Hunter Biden. It's proven. We can prove it for sure. And by the way, I can't help thinking about this. If Hunter Biden, they've got him dead to rights. Everybody knows everything. It's on his own laptop. He showed him being a drug addict. It's over. He's going to be convicted. Why he didn't make a deal, I can't believe it. They would have given him probation, almost guaranteed. Okay, so he's fighting and he's in trial. If he is found innocent, even though the proof is everybody can see it. Did you sign the document or not? Yes, you did. Boom, pow. Everybody can see the proof, but he's guilty. If he is somehow found not innocent, how are they going to square that with our criminal justice system against Donald Trump's 34 felonies? For business, for a business deal.
It's in our face. They don't care.
And let's say, contrarily, let's say that he's found guilty.
Contrarily.
Not, but I'll say it together. Don't call me Shirley. On the other hand, if he is found guilty and the judge does not sentence him to any jail time, he could get 25 years. And if Donald Trump is sentenced next month to actual jail time, how are you going to square that? No matter what happens, you're going to be able to see the difference in the two administrations and the two fields of justice in America.
Because Hunter is a poor drug
victim.
Thing,
he's a victim. Like George Floyd. George Floyd was a victim. Speaking of that, Flounder, let's do this. Let's play Marjorie Taylor Greene. This was unbelievable. They had the hearing today where Fauci denied everything. He said, no, I never did anything wrong. I didn't take any money. And he said he gets $100 a year in a stipend for a copyright for some thing he made up to 25 years ago in the lab. And even though there was $700 million given by the pharmacy companies to the NIH, which he headed. Anyway, so he denied that he had a secret main shale undercover kind of email chain or anything like that, denied everything. And so after the hearing, in fact, by the way, in the hearing, Marjorie Taylor Greene, let me see if I find this one line here. Here it is. In the hearing, Marjorie Taylor Greene said, why can't I find it? I can't believe this. Wait a minute. I swear to God, I've got it here somewhere. On a firearm thing, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Well, now I can't believe it. Oh, here we go. I got it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Marjorie Taylor Greene said she refused to call Dr. Fauci a doctor She said, in my time, that man does not deserve to have a license. As a matter of fact, it should be revoked and he belongs in prison. And then that Jamie Raskin, you're going to hear about him in a second. He started claiming of all kinds of stuff. After the meeting, Marjorie Taylor Greene was accosted by reporters, and this is one of the most glorious sound bites you will ever hear from a politician, especially a female from Georgia who's been ripped over the coals for a couple of years now, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
We have Jamie Raskin in there accusing us of worshiping Trump, worshiping as a convicted felon. He is a good well, yeah, so is George Floyd. And everybody, and you all too, the media worship George Floyd. Democrats worship George Floyd. There were riots burning down the country over George Floyd, and Raskin is in there saying we worship him. Excuse me, let me correct you, and this is really important. I don't worship, I worship God. God. And Jesus is my savior. I don't worship President Trump. And I'm really sick and tired of the bullshit edicts I have to deal with constantly from the Democrats. So that's what we just went through in there. And then they're sitting there, they can attack my character all day long. Oh no, it's nonstop BS and annex. You want to know why? The Democrats don't have anything. They're responsible for the lockdowns, forced vaccinations, kids being forced to stay home, people committing suicide, and all the horrors that this country lived through during COVID. Fauci belongs in prison. He should be tried for mass murder, and he should be tried for crimes against humanity. That's how I feel after that hearing. That's how the American people feel.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Holy smokes.
Yep.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what. I mean, she did everything. She laid out the whole political atmosphere. She laid out the history. She laid out what's happening now. I mean, it was brilliant. And it was all like just off the top. And how smart was it to say, oh, you worship Donald Trump. No, I worship Jesus. You worship George Floyd. You made statues to George Floyd.
A saint.
I mean, I'm surprised he's not on a stamp. I mean, seriously, my God.
He's the bottom of that cop's foot when he stamped him.
Oh, man. And by the way, again, the police officer used a hold to hold him down, which is taught in the department. Remember the documentary came out? A woman in the department said, yeah, I can show you how to do it. That's what they tell us to do. That's how they teach us to do it, to hold down a suspect so he doesn't get away. And that's how they teach us. And that's what the cop did. And he went to prison for, what, 24 years?
You shouldn't slam the counter there.
Oh, did that make a bad thing? I'm sorry. Did I mess up your thing?
I think it stopped you for a second.
Oh, my God. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'll be better.
Stop, do that. Don't do that.
All right, fine. Get off my back.
Do that.
Go to heaven, go to hell. How about that? I messed up Pete. Yeah, Pete's picture's now fuzzy on my computer. All right, 5:45. All right, I'll be better. Shut up. To repeat flounder. Okay, fine. Get off my back.
The legend Neil Borts is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Pleased to learn that Harvard Corporation is denying graduation and diplomas to a few students, not enough, who were involved in violating school policy with their pro-Islamic terrorist demonstrations.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRU prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Foundation repair isn't pretty, but at Atlanta Ramjack, we make it easy. If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with the repair. Why call us? Foundation repair is all we do. We have highly trained estimators that will thoroughly evaluate your home and only recommend what is needed. If you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes. But one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
Why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and quite frankly, we were concerned.
About what?
Apparently, you were arrested for throwing a shopping cart at a customer?
In my defense, he had it coming.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
There are crazies on the road. Who knows where they're all going, but if one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant. He is the lawyer that used to work for the insurance company. The team at Van Sant Law knows who to call, what to say, and will make sure you get what you deserve and what the insurance company doesn't want to pay for. They have your best interest at heart and will take care of everything. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. My advice, save Van Sant Law in your phone. Today, 855-GA-INJURY, vansantlaw.com.
You know, dads do what needs to be done to take care of the family. They don't seek, accolades or awards. They just want to know they still matter and that it's still important to have a man in the house. 13 years ago, a dad, saw an American clothing factory that was about to close, and he did something about it. He started a company called American Giant. All of American Giant clothing is made in America with American workers, American cotton, American quality. They take pride in what they do, just like your dad does. Let him know you see that in him. Let him know he's an American Giant. This Father's Day, let your dad know he matters. Let him know that you share his values by shopping at American Giant. Get him the best hoodie, some of the best clothes he's ever owned, or let him choose himself from American Giant. Just say, thanks, Dad. Buy American this Father's Day at american-giant.com/Glenn. Remember, use my name, get 20% off your first purchase. american-giant.com/Glenn.
One night with you.
It says early Elvis.
Is what I'm now praying.
Oh, my. On this day in 1953, Elvis Presley graduated from J.C. Holmes High School in Memphis. His graduation photo shows that spit curl in the middle of his forehead.
Call my name.
That would become his trademark, along with a duck's ass in the back. He was the first member of the Presley family to graduate from high school. Elvis Presley, 1953.
All that white privilege.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's so easy when you're white. Anderson Cooper's birthday, 57 years old today. On this day in history, 1784, the U.S. Congress created the Army again. The first time the Continental Congress met June 14th, 1775, formed the Continental Army, which will now be disbanded, and in 1784, the actual Army. Let's see. On this day, some interesting deaths on the same day. 2010, Golden Golden Girls star Rue McClanahan died at 78. 2011, Jack Kevorkian died all on his own, no help, at age 83. And 8 years ago, 2016, Muhammad Ali passed away on this day at 74. And one more, kind of a happy story, and I kind of like the story. Tina Fey, on this day in 2001, Tina Fey married Second City TV director Jeff Richman. And it says here, quote, he opened her flower, you know. Tina Fey was a 24-year-old virgin when she got married. She saved herself for her wedding night. There you are. Anyway, 5:52, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder, let's play Dr. Rich McCormick was with the Fauci hearing today, and he played an example of Fauci on a podcast saying something really outrageous and then confronting him with it when they went on to the hearing, if you will, sir. Rich McCormick.
Once people feel empowered and protected legally,
this is the podcast,
you are going to have schools, universities, and colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get vaccinated. Yeah. Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit.
Whoa, boy.
And they get vaccinated.
Thank you. Are all objections to COVID vaccinations ideological bullshit, Dr. Fauci?
No, they're not, and that's not what I was referring to.
Well, in reference to making it hard for people to get education, traveling, working, I'd say it very much was in context. And I take great offense to this. Miss Allison Williams testified before this committee about losing her job because she sought an exemption for ESPN's vaccine mandate, which came from recommendations from bureaucrats like yourself. She and her husband were actively working with a fertility expert, a physician, on how to get pregnant, and agreed with the premise that she was young, healthy, wanted to get pregnant, and shouldn't get the vaccination for medical purposes. But she was fired because you made it hard, just like you said in your statement, because you didn't want to make sure that the ideological bullshit got in the way of her working, of living her life, of making a medical decision with her healthcare professional. I think America should take great offense to this.
Congressman and Dr. Rich McCormick from Georgia, Republican, at the hearing today. All right, how's this, Grant? What's the matter? Everything all right?
He's a hero.
He's a hero
for standing up to it.
That's right. And put it on the record. Okay, Dear Abby, my wife works from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. The other night, she left me a voicemail saying, I'm super tired. I'm not coming home tonight. I'm going to stay in a motel. We live 20 minutes from her job. I am, to say the least, very upset. She swears she didn't go with anyone. She just went there and slept. I'm not sure I believe her. I'm also not sure what to do. Please help. Dear perplexed husband, she's cheating. Oh, no, sorry. That was Well, here's what Dear Abby said. I can't believe how stupid this is. One would think that your wife is used to the schedule she works. What she did is highly unusual, not to mention costly. Can she produce the receipt from the motel? If she can, let it slide this time. If it happens again, consider hiring a private detective. Oh, for God's sakes. When she called and left a message, I'm going to stay at a motel, you drive the 20 minutes to that motel
and get her.
You go to the front desk and you say, hi, my wife has already checked in. I forgot what room it is. I need an extra key. And then you go to that room and find out when you open the door whether the chain's on because there's a guy in there pounding your wife. Or you call her over and over, and you call the hotel and say, I'm looking for my room, my wife's room so-and-so, and see whether she answers the phone. And you call her every 20 minutes. If she doesn't answer her cell phone, she can say, well, I turned it off so I could get some sleep. So you call the room. But I would have driven there, drive there to 20 minutes away and find out what the hell's going on.
On the phone call, you say, I'll come pick you up, honey.
Well, she left a message. She texted him. She left a voicemail saying, I'm super tired. I'm not coming home tonight. I'm going to a motel.
That's horse
Please.
crap.
I mean, my God.
Is she a fireman?
Kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, what is she doing?
Poor
That's
baby.
made her so tired.
And by the way, that's only, that's an 8-hour shift, but still 10 p.m., and this is her shift? I mean, there's no... I can't believe this guy. What an idiot.
Maybe she was getting pounded all day at work, and she needed the rest.
She did need the rest. Well, now, see... Golly, chicks, man, somebody turns their head, they got to be themselves. They can't help it. Oh, golly. Why wouldn't you automatically drive and ask her, oh, well, what's a hotel? Did you need to maybe call them to get a credit card or anything? I mean, just find out what hotel? What motel? Just ask her. And then let's see the receipt or get the room. I mean, I just drive there. 20 minutes?
She's going to be upset if you ask for a receipt.
Right. You almost can ask for a receipt. Or say, well, did you charge it? I'll look for the bill. And she, I paid cash. Oh, you paid cash. I'll be damned. I mean, that's how you catch her. Did you charge it? Should I look for this on the? So is this going to max out our credit card? Is it, honey? Oh no, I paid cash. Oh, you did. Oh, the other guy paid cash. Maybe you paid credit card with somebody else's name. If she's not registered, when you call the motel and she's not registered, guess what? Somebody else registered the room.
It's 2024. Don't assume it's a guy.
Well, there you are. In which case, you might have a happy ending. Well, literally.
Bring her home.
Bring her home, baby. Yeah. She's tired. She's going to stay
Why
in
I bought a king-size bed.
Stay at a motel. Dear Lord. By the way, Donald Trump says if he gets to be president again, he's going to declassify the 9/11 classification documents. He's going to declassify the JFK assassination documents. And he's going to declassify the Jeffrey Epstein files, my friends. And he's going to restore the trust lost in American institutions. Holy smokes, would I love to see all of that, especially the 9/11 and Saudi Arabia's link, the JFK and the CIA and the mob, Carlos Marcello down in New Orleans. I used to go to his restaurant. Man, talk about an interesting experience. Anyway, coming up on 5:59 already. I can't believe it. So we got that going for us here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And we also have a little something here we like to call the Flounder's Funnies here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3.
My teenage daughter thinks she knows everything. We're starting to regret naming her Alexa. My wife told me today that my daughter's been shoplifting. So now I have to deal with that. I'm going to wait until after my birthday. Teenagers are the worst. The other day, my little girl talked back to my wife. My wife told her to do something. She said, no, I don't want to. I had to pull her aside and say, listen, you got to teach me how to do that.
I love it. Who's that, Flounder?
That is Mr. Brian Kiley.
I'll be damned. Well, listen, boys. It's all in the Kimmer. I got to go kill you with Pete Davis and Flounder. Tomorrow we do it all over again. Let her rip. Herb, Christine, sing me home, baby. I'm on the way. Herb.
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra. Every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on WFOM Marietta, Extra 106.3.